Hello and welcome to Footy Judgment. Listen, today is a special day. It's a completely different type of a content. We're talking about Arsenal. Why are we talking about Arsenal? Because you guys are doing something that is absolutely crazy out there. Linked to every kind of player around the world without the money. So you want to buy everybody, but you have no money. You want to buy all the houses, but you got no down payment. You have no bank, you have no home, you have no job, but you want to buy all the houses. I think this is what Arsenal are. But also want to discuss Arteta. Should he get back? Should he be backed or should he be sacked now? A lot of people say sack him now. Give me Simeone. Well, you don't have the money to actually buy Simeone out, but that's what you want. But listen, I'm here with a fantastic panel, of course, to discuss Arsenal. Dan Potts is here with us, of course. The 12th Man podcast is here, blessing us with an appearance. Thank you, Dan, for being here. How are you doing, mate? How's everything?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, mate. It's been a busy day, a busy time. First of all, congratulations on over 10K, and I've just seen it's hit 11K now, bro. So you're absolutely flying. Big up to you, my bro. I'm glad, and it's an absolute pleasure to be on, and thank you for inviting me, man.
Oh, thank you so much. And Saad is here, of course. The football corner is here with us. Back in his boy Arteta here on the stream. How are you, Saad? How are you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. I'm all good, Yeah, man, we're here to talk, bro. This needed a show. This needed its own show, bro, because it's so there's too much stuff to speak about, bro. There's just too much stuff with the club right now to speak about. So yeah, big up for having me on, man. Big up to the lads on the panel, man.
Hit the like button, people. Brandon is here with us, of course, the true gunner. Or he calls himself the true gunner, but yeah, fine. How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm the true gunner, man. I speak facts, not this nonsense that people spout. Bavs, just saying.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
not
good, mate.
anybody.
Thanks
The
for
guy
having
is
us
not
on.
here.
And Sad, make sure you back your boy, mate. Make sure you back your boy, because if not, I'll be coming for you anyway, sunshine. So
yeah, big up everybody. And also we're here with Mohamed Salah, who's someone who isn't convinced about Arteta at all. And
What?
he said that this
That's
Arsenal
not true.
team.
That's not true.
You said
That's
Arsenal
not
is not
true.
winning,
Ayo,
are not
Saad,
winning the league. You
Saad,
remember the debates with the guys on the Super Chat?
more. Okay, here's where you're wrong, innit?
All right.
I'm not convinced by Arsenal Football Club. I think Arteta is magnificent. I'm not convinced by Arsenal. I don't think they're good enough. But I like Arteta. I think Arteta's got the minerals, in my opinion. I just don't think Arsenal, this team currently constructed, is good enough. There's two completely different things. I've always been an Arteta fan from the outside.
I've never seen this coming.
Yeah,
I've never seen this coming.
No, bro. You can go back to all of my tweets. I've rarely ever made fun or talk shit about Arteta. But Arsenal, that's a completely different story. I don't think this Arsenal team is good enough to win. But Arteta, I rate.
You like Arteta, you just don't like the team he's built.
No, I think they've built a very good team, just not good enough right now. I feel like you're one or two pieces away, in my opinion.
Tongue in cheek, bro. It's calm.
No, but I genuinely believe this Arsenal team that has been built from scratch is one or two pieces from being like challenging on all fronts, in my opinion. I mean, they're not far off. You can
try
see
4 or 5.
it as well.
Try 4 or 5.
I don't know about 4 or 5.
Yeah, trust me, 4 or 5.
So what happened? So I'm gonna start actually with Dan, since he's the one who is not here all the time. What happened? Why is this Arsenal team look weaker? Why this Arsenal team isn't as good as last season? Same manager, even you would think that the players gained more experience by the year, which this is logical. What happened? He's backed. He got some of the players he wanted. The players got older. You got one of the best DMs in the world in your club. Edu now is in the same wavelength as Arteta. What happened? Why are we sitting here today talking about Arsenal being not up to the bar, at the bar, whatever, instead of us talking about Arsenal being in a title race and everybody's chasing you like last year? What happened?
Unfortunately, mate, a lot lies at the manager's door this season so far. And the reason why I say that is because every department of our team, there is a question mark which he has caused the mess of. So if we start with the goalkeeping situation, that's a complete mess. We don't know what's going on there. He's caused that. I actually like Raya and Ramsdale. I don't think either of them are a shambles, but neither of them are Allison or an Edison. So if you're going to replace Aaron Ramsdale, calm. I like him, but cool. Who are we getting in? Allison, Edison type player? No, Raya, who's on par, if not worse than Ramsdale. So that's poor, right? That's on the manager's doorstep. Then you go into the defence. Last season, we had 8 defenders. We had Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko left back. We had Tommy Yasu and Ben White right back. We had Rob Holding and Saliba as right centre backs. And we had Kivior and Gabriel as left centre backs. We've replaced Rob Holding with Yuri and Timber. And we sold Kieran Tierney on loan, which means we're now short one at left back. And Tommy Yasu's now gone to the Asian Cup. Timber gets injured. We've no longer got a left back. We have to play Kivior there because he didn't replace Tierney. Timber got injured on loan. Timber got injured and Tierney was allowed to leave on loan. Why? Fair enough, loan him, but replace him, man. We need him. We've got no left back now on Mikel Arteta. Then we go into midfield. Thomas Partey's injured again. Who saw that coming? Did anybody see that coming? He's injured again. Let's go and get the bloke that we bought in the summer to replace him, Declan Rice. Now let's go and get Granit Xhaka to play alongside him. Oh, he's gone. Who replaced him? Declan Rice, but he's now playing the 6. So where's our 8? We're going to spend 65 million on Kai Havertz and play him in an 8. Everybody knows he's not a midfielder. 3 years of Chelsea can tell you this guy cannot play as a number 8, but Mikel Arteta thinks he can. Hold that, bro, because it's on you. Up top, Gabriel Jesus. He's injured. We can't have Eddie up top again. Who else we got? Oh, it's Eddie again. That's on you, Mikel. Why did you not buy a striker? Why did you spend 65 million pounds on Havertz when you could have had a centre forward? Then you go to the right, Saka. Saka's looking a bit tired, isn't he? Jesus, Saka looks tired. Let's bring the right winger we brought in that last year when Saka was knackered, needed to come in. Who is it? Can't be Reece Nelson again, surely. Oh, it's Reece. Reece steps forward. How have we improved? Where's the bench from last season and compare it to this season? It's exactly the same. There is absolutely no players coming on that you're going, right, bring the new signing on. Oh, he's already starting. Right, okay. Where's the other one? Oh, he's injured. Okay, where's the other one? There isn't any. So people are talking about injuries. That happens in football. Trust me, we've done well compared to some other clubs in injuries. Look at Spurs, look at Newcastle, even like Chelsea, United. They've all had worse injury problems than Arsenal. So we're in a situation right now where people think it's crisis. I don't think it's crisis. With 5 points off the top and we're in the Champions League last 16. But we're close to being crisis if things don't change. And I said when the transfer window shut, Mo, I said, we've had a 6 out of 10 window again. Why? What? Negative, toxic, 9 out of 10 window. We got Declan Rice in. I said, hang on, that's one good signing. We're short in about 4 areas, which is ones I've just highlighted. No, we're not. You're too negative. Go down the lane, support Tottenham. I don't really understand the fan base that say that, because when I'm demanding to win football matches, the last thing I would do would go and support a team that doesn't win anything. So what the hell does that mean? Go and support Tottenham, get out my club. Makes no sense. I'm pointing out concerns. I'm raising the issues that I think can now come to fruition. And I think personally at the moment, that's why we are looking at ourselves in a top 4 race, not a title race. Whether you can talk title race at the moment is maybe it's too early. Maybe you have to get towards the end of February, March time, right? To see where everyone is. But right now, the reason we've struggled is because in every department, there's a problem that's been caused by the manager. And that's why there's severe pressure on Mikel.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I just wanted to. Your starting 11 have had one change of a player, just one, which is Kai Havertz. That's just one. Your starting 11, forget the bench. People, okay. A lot of people come here. Brandon, Northside, of course, comes here every week, and you guys talk about the bench and all the stuff. The bench is for crisis. But if your starting 11 isn't playing the same type of football like before, there has to be something wrong. That's what I'm asking. It's the
That's
bench when you
style change from the manager, brother, and he didn't
exactly.
need to overreact.
It has about
he overreacted. This is the problem. Just quickly, sorry, because I know I've just been going on a big monologue there.
Yes.
But for me, just quickly, there was no need to overreact like he has. We were quite happy playing the style of football that we were playing. People will say it's now the opposition's fault, and they're now doubling up on Saka and Martinelli.
They aren't. They're all the same.
Even if they were, Mo, surely the coach would do something about it, or would he just keep trying the same thing?
But that's not true, Dan. It's not true.
No, that's what I'm saying. But even if it was true, would you not think the answer would then be, what is Mikel's plan B then? And there isn't a plan B, because it's just fling on Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson and pray and cross your fingers that something will happen. So for me, it ain't good enough. And I agree with what Mohammed said. I think that actually there is big up Joe, by the way.
Big up Joe.
I think that there is a style problem, and I think that the squad is still weak. And now I've said this for a long, long time. Now it's coming to fruition. But you're right. The change of style is a mad one for me. There was no need for it. And you say that we made one change. We've made two because obviously the goalkeeper's no longer. And we've obviously got Havertz in there as well. So they're the two changes. People can say Partey's been out and Timber's out. They'll probably come in to replace Zinchenko and Havertz in the first 11. And maybe things will change then. I don't know. But for me, it's not been a good start. In my opinion, I've not been convinced by Arsenal in many games this season. I've not sat back and gone, oh, well, yeah, I tell you what, people are scared of us. People are happy to play Arsenal right now because they fancy their chances. So that can't be a good thing.
Yeah.
But that was incredible, by the way. That was a fantastic. Like that's gonna take a lot of beating. Like he explained everything so perfectly. I really appreciate that, by the way. Just thought I'd let you know.
Big up, bro.
Fantastic.
Thank you,
Really
mate.
enjoyed.
You know what? It's rare some people say that. So thank you, bro.
I mean, even though I didn't agree with a lot of, some of the things that you said, like it was really well laid out, and all of your arguments made perfect sense. Like you weren't just talking nonsense and being just negative Nancy. Like everything made sense, and I appreciate those kind of arguments. You know what I'm trying to say?
Big up, bro.
I appreciate
that as well.
Listen, people, we're still slow burner here, but let's get the likes up to 100 likes so we can get more people watching on this day at the evening, of course. Smash the like button, people. I'm going to go to Saad, actually. You backed Arteta the whole season. Now you're being an honest guy, and you said that, now he has to change stuff. Otherwise, he has to go. But you're always giving him until the end of the season, Saad. Always. Every time I speak to you, you are saying, I have to wait until the end of the season. Don't you think that there will be someone else that will come in and get something better out of the squad?
At this point, I don't think there's anybody who can come in and win the league. There's nobody who can come in and possibly win the Champions League at the moment with the squad as it is.
And there's someone that came. There's a Portuguese man that became available today. Champions League is his forte.
No.
Let's
not do that. The thing is, I rate Mourinho, but just I want someone who can come in that has that winning pedigree. If let's say for instance, if Arteta does get sacked, I want somebody to come in who does have pedigree and has won trophies, but can also do it for at least 5 to 6 years. Do you know what I mean? Build something that can be over a 5-6 year stretch where they can win trophies with us and have a good spell at Arsenal. But for me, the reason why I'm giving Arteta until the end of the season is because we have Thomas Partey coming back, who in this midfield, the main thing we've been missing in this midfield is line breaking passes. We've been playing Havertz in the midfield, who is absolutely useless. He's not a midfielder. He isn't. He doesn't want to get onto the ball. When he does get onto the ball, he carries it forward. He doesn't pass it to Martinelli. Martinelli has no assistance on that side. Same thing with Havertz. Same thing with what's his name, Zinchenko. So Mikel Arteta's taken a gamble, a massive gamble, by bringing in this guy Havertz, bringing him in, saying, I'm going to play him. Yes, but that change. The fact that you took Granit Xhaka out of that team, Granit Xhaka done so much for us, so much. Whenever Zinchenko would go forward, he would cover him at left back. Whenever he got the ball, he'd pass it straight away to Martinelli, get the ball to him ASAP. If you look at the progressive passes, compare Xhaka's progressive passes to Havertz, and look at how Martinelli's progressive passes received has dropped since Havertz has been in that midfield compared to when he was there, when Xhaka was there. Xhaka was such a big part of this style that we were playing. The fact that he's had to change that style in order to incorporate Havertz. I wish we had Hazard. To incorporate Havertz in this team has made it so we're literally so slow from how we were last season. Last season it was quick play, passing it would catch the team off guard because we were so quick and so fast with the ball. But now we are not so fast. We're slow, and he's taken a gamble. So he has to go through this whole season. I'm giving him until the end of the season to see if he can fix it, because it's his job to fix it. He's put himself in this mess.
So either he needs an instruction from the manager, not Kai Havertz himself. I actually I disagree with this comment. Actually, it's just abilities. I think they made a massive mistake with this Kai Havertz signing. You know, when you're like, you didn't scout him well. You thought you're getting the Leverkusen guy. You literally got scammed into this player, and they should have done better. And the problem is he's so stubborn, Arteta, and he knows one way of playing football, and it doesn't work with this guy. And this is where you are at the moment. It's as simple as
Well, it's his
that.
Mo.
I feel
It's
like
his.
Sorry, I feel like the Havertz bashing. I hear it, but I feel like it can go over the top sometimes because we've seen some positives. He gets into scoring areas when he's in and around the box. He can be an effective player. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know why you lot are rolling your eyes.
Because it is zilch. The guy's ability is zilch.
No, I'm saying
zero.
If you can get something out of him. You know what I'm trying to say? If you use him in the right areas of the pitch, if you give him the right service, if you allow him to operate. I mean, if you want him to operate as a midfielder, yes, fair enough. He's useless. But I'm saying,
So what is he good at? What does he excel at?
I'm telling you, he's good in and around the area. He's got some quality. He's got a good touch. He can bring others into play. He's got some good qualities. Maybe he hasn't displayed it, but he has qualities. He's got quality. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, that's my point. I'm not saying.
Has he got enough qualities?
Here's why I don't agree with Mo. When you say you've only replaced one player in your starting lineup, it's a completely different profile of player. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Granit Xhaka takes a lot of replacing. So even though it is one player, that one player it's a midfielder first of all. It's not a left back or a right back. It's a very core piece that you've changed, and your quality has decreased. So
I agree. I'm gonna Brandon talk. Amina saying big up. What is North Side for the toxic and negative crew? I can never imagine that Saad and Dan Potts will be sitting on the channel and being called a negative crew. That just never should happen. But yeah, listen, Brandon. What, you're not negative, are you, Saad?
No. Listen, all I wanted to just add to that as well. Yeah, all I wanted to do was just to add to that. The only reason why I would blame Arteta and Havertz for this is because our system was solely based on on our wingers getting majority of the goals. You don't have the gunman up front in order to get you the goals. So why would you eradicate one of the goals completely from Martinelli? Martinelli doesn't get any assistance at all. So why would you take that away from him? Yeah. And then Saka has the GA this season. It's still not consistent enough, but there's only so much.
Let's not bring up the GA in question. Let's not bring the GA in question. We've seen all these rebound goals and all. I mean, like Saka's nowhere near as good as he was last year. Maybe
of course. No, I'm not saying that he's at the level. I'm not saying at the level. I'm not saying he's at the level, but he's at times he's still managed to pull something out the bag last minute to save us. Do you know what I mean? From a lot of games that could have been either a loss,
so has Kai Havertz.
Could have been a draw. No, he scored 4 goals. He scored 4 goals, bro.
So has Kai Havertz.
One of them was a penalty. So the only thing for me is Kai Havertz, for what he takes away from Martinelli, he's not producing enough goals. He needs to. Right now he should be on at least 7, 8, 9 even goals from that midfield.
No,
he has to be on that. Yes, he should. If he's taking away the goals from Martinelli and offering no help, then he should be. He should be taking on those goals and scoring them. So many times where he's been in positions where he could have shot, and he can't even control the ball with his feet.
I feel like what you're doing is you're placing a lot of blame. You're taking blame from others and placing it on Havertz and trying to find out. Like Martinelli's been poor this year. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like in his one-on-one battles, he's been poor. In front of goal, he's been poor. His decision making has been poor, and you're trying to blame that on him not receiving the ball as much. But when he has received the ball, he's not done anything with it. Like I feel like one of the main reasons that Arsenal have taken a step back this year is because last year Odegaard, Martinelli, and Saka were all 10, 15 goal players. And if they're not producing that, you need someone else to do that. And Gabriel Jesus is never going to score 15, 20 goals. So you need to get those goals from somewhere. But like if Martinelli and Saka were going to be
false, though. That's actually statistically false.
What do you mean?
Because Gabriel Jesus scored 11 goals last year and only played 24 games. So that's false.
No, I'm saying, but Gabriel Jesus isn't your 25, 30 goal striker, though. He never has been. He never will be.
It was 20 a minute ago. So now it's 25.
No, I'm saying I'm saying just generally. I'm talking generally. He's not your Haaland, your Osimhen's, like your prototypical.
No,
goal
he's
scorer.
not. But he
Your
offers
Ivan
so
Toney.
much else. He offers a lot.
Bro, you're finding an argument. You're arguing with something I'm not even saying. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying if you don't have that profile of player, you need your wingers to consistently contribute with goals.
Yeah.
You
And
feel me?
they aren't
That's the point I'm trying to
contributing
make.
because of
And I'm
too
saying
many
if
things.
they've not been doing that, so that's why Arsenal have taken. I'm literally answering your overall question of why Arsenal have taken a step back. It's because their wingers are not playing as well as they were. Odegaard is not playing as
on
well as
that
he was.
point. Do you think it's them fault, or do you think it's more of a manager thing that the style of players changed?
I think the system has a lot. I think it's a system that has a lot to do with it. The fact, I think the system does have a lot to do with it, but the system is as a result of the second half of your season last year. Does that make sense? Like the first half of last season, it was a miraculous start. It was absolutely incredible. It was an all-time great start. 50 points in the first half of the season. Only 3 or 4 teams have done that ever, right? The second half of the season was absolutely poor. And so I think the style of play change was because of that second half of the season. You're obviously not going to start as well as you started last year. So you'd rather control games more and be more defensively astute. And I think that's
Controlled football.
Sorry?
Controlled football.
No. I mean, the Arsenal have been better defensively, though.
I know they have. No, you're right. You're actually right.
So, Arsenal have been better defensively. And
how do you work that one out?
I mean, you've been better. I mean, you can see that Arsenal are more structured and more compact. Like, you can see that. Arsenal are harder to break down this year. Are they not? Are you going to tell me Arsenal are just as easy to break down? Are they giving up as many chances? They're not. They're definitely not.
Okay, but we've conceded. But we've conceded more goals than what
that's fine. You've conceded more. But I mean, but
hang on. We're also very poor at defending from set pieces right now. We conceded 3 goals from set pieces in the last 3 games. Last season, I think we conceded 2 from set pieces in the entire season. So this whole defensive structure thing, it don't add up with.
Okay, so I'm talking about being compact and defensive. You're talking about conceding from set pieces.
Yeah, but
I mean, you can always concede from set pieces. I'm talking about conceding goals in open play is the biggest. Yeah. I mean, you're going to concede way more goals from open play than you are going to be from set pieces. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Watch against Fulham?
I didn't really watch.
No, exactly. This is what I mean. We're not that compact defensively, bro. We're really not. Yeah, the way teams hit us on the counter, that's how West Ham beat us. That's how Fulham beat us. You know, and Fulham didn't even really sit back either. They actually went for the jugular. They actually tried to play football against us. And you know, so defensively, we ain't that great this season. It's not as the same as what it was last season. It's really not. And when you've got multiple players that are not performing, it comes down to one man, and that's the manager. You know, if you got 1 or 2 individuals in the team that are not reaching the levels that you see from last season, but the rest of the team is, you can accept it and you can just say, okay, it's the individual's fault. But when you've got a whole team that's not performing in the same manner of or level that we was last season, it comes down to the manager. It's all at the manager's doors. And once again, what has he done wrong? He went out in the transfer market. He tried to be Mr. Clever Big Bollocks. Yeah, I'm Pep number 2 and I can go and sign a player who's done absolutely nothing in the Premier League for 3 seasons, but I can get a tune out of him. You know, and look, we went and almost broke our transfer record for him. And people are telling me, oh, but he's a plan B and we're having to use him as a plan B. What, we spent £65 million on a plan B? Are you serious?
I mean, all the big teams have expensive substitutes and
and I get that. But let's have a look at
that's how you compete.
Let's have the look.
If everyone's fit, if Partey's fit, Havertz doesn't play.
Okay, cool.
So he is a plan.
That's a mistake as well.
No, let me ask you this.
I'm not saying it's not a mistake. I'm just saying, like, to base everything around, Kai Havertz, he bought Kai Havertz. Everyone's got expensive players on their bench.
Okay,
I mean,
but that's
guys,
fine.
it's an open floor, by the way. Anybody
that's fine. But let's have a look. Let's have a look at the players that are also available to Mikel Arteta, right? On the bench. Emil Smith-Rowe.
Why do you want to talk on the bench? This is what I'm not. Because Brandon, before we talk on the bench, let's have the people that start every game. Forget the bench. Let's talk about the players because the ones that are underperforming, Brandon, are the ones on the pitch.
Yeah, and I get
not the bench. So why are we looking at the bench? You want to complain about the bench? Complain when you need the bench. You shouldn't need the bench now. You have Timber injured and Declan Rice. And sorry, and what's his name?
Matty.
Thomas Partey.
Matt,
Why are we talking about the bench?
if you listen for 1 second, then
I
you'll
don't
understand my point, right? Rather than interrupting me, right? Look at the players that he's got available to him that are not currently in this starting 11, let's just say. Are you telling me that Emil Smith-Rowe, who scored 10 goals in the Premier League 2 seasons ago, is not better suited to the role that Kai Havertz is currently playing in this team? Are you telling me that? Are
I
you
don't know
telling
that.
me? Are you telling me that the manager can't get more out of Emil Smith-Rowe than what he's getting out of him right now? Telling me he can't get more out of Trossard? Do you know what I mean? Like it all stems back down to the manager. And yes, I'm going to talk about the bench because that's also part of his squad, right? It's part of his squad. The first 11, they're not performing because he's overcorrected from what happened last season. I agree.
Easy and so lazy to say, "Oh, it's the manager's fault." I mean, it's like you
Well,
need to
how
look
is it not,
deeper
though,
at it.
bro?
I mean, it's
When
I
you've
feel
got
like that's-
multiple players,
I feel like football streaming, the default is the manager. I feel like that's just the default rather than like the normal thing to do would be allow it to play out. It's been a couple of months. You're not even that far off. It's all of a sudden manager out. I've never understood
you've
that.
just said, you've just said, right before we went live, you don't watch that many Premier League games. Yeah?
I mean, I didn't say that. I said I don't like the
Well,
Premier League. I
okay,
kinda
you
have to
don't
watch
like the
it.
Premier League. I watch Arsenal week in, week out, every single week. So far this season, yeah, we played against Nottingham Forest on the opening day of the season. Wasn't convincing. We had to beat Crystal Palace by a penalty. We went 2-0 down to a very poor Chelsea side and only just about managed to get a draw in that. We beat Manchester United, but if Garnacho wasn't offside by a Nats cock, we don't win that game. If we had to score a last minute 94th minute winner against Luton Town, yeah, these are all signs to me that Arsenal haven't been convincing at all throughout the entirety of this season. There's not a single game in the Premier League where we have been convincing like we was last season. Last season, we was ending games by half time. 2-3 goals in the first half, and the game was done. Not a single performance have I seen like that from any of these players this season. Even William Saliba in recent weeks has started to become a little bit shaky. Now, what I'm saying is when you've got multiple players, the entire first 11, the entire squad not performing, why is that? Well, it only comes down to one man, doesn't it? He's changed too much. You know, why is it that Saka and Martinelli are so easily nullified this season? When last season, they were on fire. They were on absolute fire. Odegaard. And yeah, look, I'm not even going to sit here and completely blame the manager because I do think that the players have responsibility as well. But I also was somebody in the summer who was crying out and saying, look, we need a striker. And people said to me, you're mad. We scored 88 goals in the Premier League last season. I said, all it takes is for one or two of these players to not perform at the same level that they did last season, and your goals will dry up. Oh, we don't need a striker. We don't need a striker. Guess what? We now need a striker. Everybody's calling for a striker. And all of a sudden, we can't go and get that striker because my man decided to go and buy Kai Havertz from Chelsea for £65 million. He decided to buy Fabio Vieira. He decided to keep Emil Smith-Rowe. He decided to give new contracts to Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson. All these players that he don't trust in. And when things are not going right, or we need to go and win a game, he don't want to bring them off the bench. He's waiting till the 80th minute.
So Brandon, what's your solution?
My solution is my solution is
like if you had it your way, if Brandon was the chairman of Arsenal Football Club right now, what would you do differently?
What would I do differently?
What would you do now? Right now, you're in charge. You can make the decisions. What would you do?
Well, for me, I've seen enough of Arteta personally.
Okay, so who do you replace him with?
Who do I replace him with? Well, I wouldn't be as tight as Stan and Josh Kroenke, that's for sure. I'd go and get Zidane and I'd throw money at him until he comes.
Yeah, but you don't have the money. That's what people. Okay, Brandon, this is what. Listen, I'm not defending Arteta. This season, 20 games in, there is no excuse to play that brand of football, right? There is no excuse to play that brand of football. In the beginning, I was like, yeah, wait, maybe it's controlled football. Maybe he's going to get better. Maybe the players will perform. but I'm having the same energy that I had for Klopp last year. If I have more than 4 or 5 or 6 players not performing well, I will put it on the manager and not on the player. So I'm with you here, right? I'm with you here. I'm gonna say this is on Arteta. However, Arteta last year played a very good brand of football. We all agree on that, right? We all agree on that. You were hit with a terrible injury of William Saliba. Thomas Partey underperformed and got injured. You lost the league. Done. We saw that this year it will get better. It didn't get better in the first 10 games. We thought he's gonna fix it. He didn't fix it. He didn't fix it. And now we're here. But I'm not saying that you should sack him today to get somebody else when you're still fourth, because the risk that you're gonna take if you sack him and get a caretaker that you might miss on top 4, completely miss.
I'm not even saying
League
sack him now, Mo. I'm not saying sack him now.
All
I'm
right,
saying he has to fix this. And the only way we're going to fix this is by dipping into the transfer market.
but we don't. There is no money.
No, apparently there's no money, right? But
Yes.
we have Eddie Nketiah, who's not good enough, should have been sold in the summer.
No.
Why can't we sell him? Why can't we sell him? There's clubs that are
He's not
interested.
star.
Why?
I think
Why?
Eddie Nketiah is actually a very good backup to have on any Premier League team.
Why is Emil Smith Rowe still here when the manager
Excuse me?
clearly don't trust in him? Why can't we sell him?
I had to ignore what Mo just said, bro, because that was
I said
great.
Eddie Nketiah is a good backup striker.
He's not, bro.
Backup?
He's not a good backup striker.
No,
I'm not even saying he should be
Dan.
starting on any Premier League. I'm saying he's a good enough backup to have in your squad.
He doesn't fit our team. He doesn't.
That's fair. That's
Is
a
he-
very that's a,
okay,
that's a,
let me ask
that's a
you this,
valid
man.
argument. But I'm
Is he-
saying he's a good enough backup.
Did you rate Nicholas Bentner, Mohammed?
If you're telling me,
Because his
yo,
goal
this guy-
rate,
this guy was a Denmark international star, man.
his games to goal ratio is better than Eddie Nketiah. Bentner. So that
No, but
proves
I'm
how
saying-
poor Eddie Nketiah is.
Again, I'm not
His
saying
last
anything
away
crazy.
goal, Eddie's last away goal was against Oxford in the FA Cup in January 2022. So, bro, he is not good enough for us. He'd be fine if you want to go play for Palace or Burnley or go down the Championship. I'm sure he'll do very well.
Again, I'm not
I don't
saying
even
he should
hate
be
on
starting.
Eddie. Yeah, I hate
I'm
on
just saying he
Arteta for
should- like
keeping
he's
this guy and playing
not
him.
the worst backup in the world. That's all I'm saying. Like, I mean,
Is he good enough to win a title for us in the squad?
absolutely not. Absolutely
there we
not.
go.
No,
I
then.
don't
That's,
want him
that's
then.
the ambition.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I
No,
want.
but
I want a title, bro. I don't want top 4. I've
Yeah.
done that 20 years
No,
on the
but that's
I
not
wanna
my
go
point.
win a
I'm saying
title.
like not every player in your squad is going to win you a title. Does that make sense? Or I mean, you just need a player that will contribute a few goals off the bench here and there. That's all it is, and he can do that. I mean,
That's
obviously,
cool,
it's,
but what I'm saying, you said, he's a very good backup striker. For me, we can do better. So we got to go and do better.
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fair.
You know, Muhammad. You know, the thing is, yeah, I can accept that train of thought, yeah, that in a title race or title team, one that's going for the title and wants to win the title, I can accept when you have certain players that can chip in with a few goals here and there, yeah. I'd expect that from like a midfielder, like a Declan Rice. He's scored what, 3 goals so far? So that's good. He's contributing here and there to try and get us through. He's scoring goals here and there, helping with an assist. I think he's also got under his belt for Arsenal at the moment. But when you're a striker, you have to be scoring at least 10 goals a season, at least. With the game time that he gets, he has to be scoring 10 goals at least.
No,
Do you know
that's
what the
minimum.
problem is, guys? Do you know what the problem is with Eddie Nketiah? Is that the first striker in the club is Gabriel Jesus. I think that's the main problem. So Eddie Nketiah can be the backup for someone like Erling
If you guys
Haaland,
had
for
Ivan
example.
Toney or Victor
Yes.
Osimhen,
I
Eddie
think
Nketiah is a
yeah.
decent enough backup for those kind of players.
Yeah,
I
the
just feel like
problem with
Gabriel
them
Jesus isn't-
is
yeah.
that Eddie Nketiah isn't a backup striker. Eddie Nketiah is an option off the bench. He isn't a backup striker to a first striker, because when things don't go your way, when Gabriel Jesus is playing, who is a false 9, you need a number 9 off the bench to get you the game, to win you the game, to get you across the line, to get at the end of a cross. You know what I mean? In the 18, Eddie Nketiah isn't that guy. That's why I'm actually with the guys here. I actually don't think Eddie Nketiah is good enough for Arsenal if they want to win the title. They need someone better, but I'm not sure if someone better will come to Arsenal and sit on the bench. At the moment, Gabriel Jesus can play on the left side, but can they go and convince Ivan Toney to come and sit on the bench?
Nah, Mo, we got to go and get some. Jesus has
Right,
got to
yeah.
become our backup and our
Ah,
backup.
all right.
That's what's got to happen, man. That's got to happen.
But hold on, Dan. Last year, the whole plan worked with Gabriel Jesus as a false nine. The Martinellis, the Sakas, like
And what did he do?
Odegaards, they
What did he
feed
do?
off the. They scored
What did he
each and
do?
every one of them more than 15
What did we
goals.
lift at the end of the season with it?
Yeah,
from that
because
working?
because
To be
Saliba
fair, this
got
goes
injured.
back to
Dan.
Dan's point. This goes back to Dan's
Dan.
point right at the beginning, where
Dan,
Arteta
it's-
just created all of these problems, which I understand. It just goes. I mean, what Dan said at the beginning, Arteta just created a lot of problems, and I hear it, but at the same time, I feel like it's
When-
too soon to be
Can
to
I?
be asking.
When you compare, right? We had Lacazette and we had Aubameyang, right? When they was both, say, let's just say, in their prime at Arsenal, right? The amount of goals that Gabriel Jesus contributes to the team is exactly the same, or on a similar level to Lacazette. Our problem is we didn't replace Aubameyang, and we didn't replace Aubameyang's goals or goal contributions. I know he dried up towards the end of his Arsenal career, but when he was firing, he was a difference maker in this team. That's what we need. We need a difference maker, somebody who can score you 20 goals a season, no problem at all. Because then when players like your Sakas, your Martinellis, your Odegaards are not performing at the level, you've got that person there who can guarantee you the goals. And that's where it's not working
Hey,
out.
Brendan, if you had one of those guys like a Victor Osimhen and Ivan Toney, do you reckon you could win the league?
Guys,
What,
Ivan Toney isn't better than Gabriel Jesus. I don't know how many times I say that.
You need to calm down. I'm talking about the profile. Like if you had, you need to relax. You guys just to calm, relax, stop shouting.
Bro, I get pissed. I
don't
get pissed
Hey,
when
don't
every
know. It's
single
too
one
funny,
says
bro.
Ivan
Both of them.
Toney, bro.
down.
He's a good player in everything. The guy plays in a counter-attacking team. Arsenal are a position-based team.
I understand
Okay.
that Mo Salah let you
Um,
down and Egypt don't look that good. I get it. But
I didn't
Right, he's going for them ones, right? That's
I was
low blow.
asking Brendan. My question was, if you had that profile of striker that will get you 25 goals a season, would this team be good enough to win the league? I'm not saying I didn't even compare it. I don't know where you're jumping to conclusions for. Relax.
Before we do that, guys, big up everybody that joined from LB stream. Of course, big up LB for the raid. LB, of course, his first comment, as always, me and him argue about that. Ivan Toney is clear of Jesus from a finishing point of view, 100%. Never argued that.
There you go.
Never argued that. Never argued that. But is he a better player? Can he fit that Arsenal system? If you get a number 9 like Ivan Toney, you'll have to change your system. And that's what you guys complain about.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh
Look at how many. Mo, come on, man. I know you watch Arsenal, so
I watch every single game.
Yes, so exactly. So you know that this season we've been crossing the ball into the box
I know.
many times. Where is the striker?
And that's why
by the
Saka
midfield,
and Martinelli aren't getting the goals.
Declan
That's
Rice.
why Odegaard isn't performing.
Yes, but when you bring an Ivan Toney in, Ivan Toney not only is there to score the goals, not
So you
even
script.
does
So
he
you
only,
want
not
Saad.
even hold on. Let me just finish.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not only does he finish, yeah, and not only does he position himself very well, and he's a presence in the box. So when he's going up for a header, 50-50, 60-40, he's winning it. He's winning it. So not only does he do that, but he also has a pass on him. We've seen it with Wissa, with Mbeumo. When he plays with them, he manages to find them. When they're running and they're running on a counter-attack, it's fine. He'll find them.
I think it's a gamble.
So if they're going off the counter-attack, if they're going off the counter-attack, if we have a counter-attack, which we did have at multiple times, he can find Martinelli or Saka when they're making runs. If we're playing the possession ball and we're crossing the ball in, he's in the middle, positions himself well, and he's got a shot.
Agree with that at
Can I
all.
ask my question now?
Can I
finish what I was saying?
Can I just do this
Before
super
Mo-
chat,
before
Mr.
Mo got
Khan?
excited?
Guys, Mr. Khan is saying, love the content. Thank you so much, Mr. Khan, for the super chat. Mo, love the content. Congrats on 10K, 100 kilos. Thank you so much for everybody here. And thanks for everybody, before you go on, everybody that joined from League Gunners, Lee React stream. Big up, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We're speaking Arsenal, so you are in luck with a crew that is half of them on Arteta.
Can I finish my question to Brendan?
Let me ask you a question, Mo.
Who's going to answer? Who's going to ask?
You just said Ivan Toney's a massive risk.
Yep.
Which one's the bigger risk, Ivan Toney or Victor Osimhen? Because I think Victor Osimhen.
I think depends on the price, but if Ivan Toney is 100 million, of course Ivan Toney is more risk logically.
He's not going to be 100 million. In the summer, he won't be 100 million.
I
I
don't think
guarantee
he'll
you
be
that
100
price.
million, but-
I guarantee you that price.
You guys,
half
I'm going to
is-
tell you one thing. Victor
I guarantee
Osimhen and
you.
Ivan Toney will go for the same price in the summer.
They won't. I'm telling you.
They
No
will.
way. I mean, to be
The
fair,
only reason why Ivan
Osimhen-
Toney
Okay,
is
with Napoli
the only
finishing
reason why
7th or
Ivan
6th
Toney-
in the league and Osimhen not scoring the amount of goals, nobody will pay the money they want for Osimhen. De
But
Laurentiis
you do
isn't
realize
gonna
he's just signed a new contract with a release clause. You're
Yeah.
paying the release clause or he's staying. It's as simple as that.
Actually, he said he's
What's he
not
been
going
like?
to.
What's he been like? Because I don't watch Serie A as much. What's he been like, Osimhen,
What do you mean, last year or this year?
this year?
This year as a
different than last
this year as a whole.
No,
we've
not
been-
this year because it's only 15 days old. But you get what I'm saying. This
I mean,
season.
okay. This season, I mean, we've been poor as a team as a whole. It's been horrible, but he's probably still been our best player. You know, he's still.
What's Osimhen like with his back to goal? Playing with his back to goal.
He brings others into play. He's pretty good.
He's actually
his back-
pretty good. People
he's
think
pretty-
he's
he's pretty good
quick
with his back
only.
goal. He's
First
got-
touch is great, passing is good,
Mhm.
dribbling in tight spaces, played in the highest possession team in the league last year, so there were no spaces for him to work.
Yeah, no,
The difference
he
between
drops
him
in
and Ivan
collectively in the
Toney,
he's actually he's surprisingly good. Not surprisingly, but it's like unexpectedly good because when people see a player like Osimhen, they expect a certain profile. But he does a bit of everything. His hold up play is good. His touch is good, as Mo said. His dribbling in his tight spaces. You see him get out of some really weird situations where he has no
Yeah.
right getting out of, and he'll create something for you. And he can score every type of goal: left foot, right foot,
header,
chest,
everything.
and in every type of goal he can score. I think that's a level raiser for Arsenal. And that goes back to the initial question before Mo rudely interrupted me. If you can get an elite level striker that will score 25 or 30 goals a season, do you think this team is good enough to win the Premier League?
I mean, if we go back to the way that we was playing last season or similar to, then yeah. But I don't think it's just the striker that we need. I do still think we have holes in this team. You know, we
Do you have
just
holes in
saying,
the team or holes in the squad? It's two
well,
different
holes in the squad more than holes in the team because you know, Mo just said, why did Arsenal lose the league last season? William Saliba got injured. We've left ourselves with 7 defenders when we had 8 last season. All it takes is for, you know, one of William Saliba or Gabriel to get injured, and all of a sudden we're stuck with Kivior at the back again. And we see how well that panned out for us against Liverpool. So
I actually think as well, Brandon, it wasn't just Saliba getting injured last season. There was more. It was a massive blow, don't get me wrong. And Rob Holding come in, so we all know what happened there. He can't even get into the Palace side, right? But when you look at it, the man management from Mikel Arteta in the games against West Ham,
poor.
Liverpool, and
It was poor,
Southampton
you're right.
was
Absolutely.
shocking. And against Brighton and Forest, if you remember, at the end of the season, where he just give it away.
Southampton as well, by the way. You can't be
Southampton.
down 3-1 at
but then tell
Southampton.
me,
And that's why when people say, "Oh, Arsenal lost the league because Saliba got injured,"
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
rubbish.
I don't accept
Okay,
that because
so-
you're winning 2-0. You're winning 2-0 at West Ham. You're down 3-1 to an already relegated Southampton side. Obviously, if Liverpool come back at Anfield, you can't even hate on that. But the man management in that game was poor as well. From
That
the minute
brings
it was
me to a
2-1, it
point.
should have changed something. So that's why I won't really accept the William Saliba excuse. But at the same time, even though I've been like defending Arteta to an extent and saying he needs time, etc., he is still a pretty young, inexperienced manager.
okay, so that brings
And-
me. That's
And
that
he's
brings us to
very
the perfect-
hard-headed, by the way. That doesn't help if you're
That's
not willing
the
to
perfect
learn
point.
as a
That's the
young,
perfect
inexperienced
point.
manager.
Let me ask you this then: what have you seen from Arteta this season in terms of his man management, his tactics, his substitutions during his in-game management?
I
that's
think
different?
Arteta's in-game management hasn't improved even 10% since he took over at Arsenal. By the way,
There you go.
that's
There you go.
That's
And people
fair.
want to tell me
but
that this is
Brendan, don't
the
get
guy
me
that can
wrong.
get us
but
over the line.
When I talk about Arteta, I'm not talking about him as the complete article now. I'm saying he's shown things over his period at Arsenal that he can be a top manager, and that's where I'm looking at it.
So I'm asking you a question then, just for this statement. Do you think Arsenal Football Club is a guinea pig?
No, I think they're perfect for each other because Arsenal haven't been good for 20 years and they are going to get somewhere together. Does that make sense? It's a process together. That's what I'm saying. And that's why at the beginning,
people don't like it. This is exactly where people don't like it. This is why
right at the beginning, Mo, I said I believe Arteta can be whatever. I just don't think Arsenal at this moment.
So
are
you
good
believe he
enough.
can be the Arsene Wenger? He can be the Alex
I
Ferguson?
think if they allow him to do this process, because Arsenal haven't been good. I don't understand why Arsenal are expecting a league title now. They've not been good in 2 decades.
4 years, £640 million spent. That might have something to do with it.
I understand that, but at the same time, you were already so much behind Man City. Man City are still spending, so you still got all of that gap to make up. Does that make sense? So if you talk about it logically from an outside perspective, there's still
we didn't have no gap to make up last season.
Man City.
Can I just
have no gap to make up? I don't understand. We was 8 points clear with 8 games to go last season.
Oh my god!
There was
I'm talking about in terms of the reason, squad, in terms of the talent of the team, in terms of how far they.
I'm loving this. The reason Mo doesn't hate Arsenal. He has no team in the Premier League, so I am 100% sure that he's seeing it from an objective point of view. But maybe his objectiveness is not to your liking.
Okay, here's an objective.
Because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, "Oh, we finished 8 points behind them," but that was after a very, very unlikely, improbable start to a Premier League season.
Yes.
50 points in the first half of the season is impossible.
Now, let me ask you this:
teams have done that in Premier League history. It was an accident. I won't call it an accident. Fair enough, you deserved it. But the gap between Arsenal and Man City is so big; it's massive. Right? There's a massive gap, and you can't expect someone to bridge that in 4 years. They've already had a 10-year head start. They've been building this foundation for so long.
So is there not a possibility in your mind that Arteta couldn't beat Arsenal's Brendan Rodgers? Because that's what I see. I see a manager that can get us to a point.
I mean, it's a half.
Cannot get us over the line.
Half full thing, innit? I see it from an optimistic point of view from the outside looking in. I mean, if you want to be negative, that's up to you. But I'm looking at it as like,
I don't see that as negative, my friend.
Can we establish something before you say Brendan Rodgers? It gets on my nerve. If freaking Steven Gerrard didn't slip, Brendan Rodgers would have won the league instead of Jurgen Klopp. Can we just establish that, right? They were gonna win the league. Steven Gerrard's slip is an unfortunate thing that happened to Liverpool and to Brendan Rodgers' career. So I get what you're saying, but to say Brendan Rodgers,
if Steven
Arteta
Gerrard
is completely different. Arteta
no, it's not. No, it's not. If Steven Gerrard didn't
can I just respond to Lee Gunner's comment, by the way, because it's a very good point.
Let Brandon land, and then I'm going to put Lee's comment.
That in a second.
If Steven Gerrard didn't slip, then Brendan Rodgers would have won the league. If William Saliba didn't get injured, we probably would have won the league. An injury
is different than a slip.
But no, it isn't.
No, a slip doesn't happen every day.
Don't sit there and say,
your captain receiving the ball, the last man on the pitch slipping is something that doesn't happen.
What are you saying then, Mo, that Brendan Rodgers is better than Arteta?
Well, Brendan Rodgers is a completely different story, though, because Arteta, I'm going to say this as many times. It's the way you look at Arsenal, and I'm going to put Lee's comment up now. The way you look at Arsenal is one of two things. Are Arsenal in a place where the fans should demand the league title today? Or Arsenal in a place where fans should accept where they are? Yes, you spent a lot of money. Some other teams spent a lot of money, and they accept a process. And you believe in Arteta can be the next Alex Ferguson or whatever. Mo doesn't think that Arsenal. Hold on. Mo doesn't think Arsenal should be a guinea pig. The reason why I'm saying that, because you have the financial power and you have a stadium that you should be winning the league. So it's up to the board and it's up to the fans. And it's up to you, your belief in this man. A lot of people, and I spoke to Lee, and I spoke to Nursad, and I spoke to you, Brandon, you guys believe no matter how many years go by, this Arteta guy isn't it. No matter how many years we give him. He is never going to win us the league. That's a completely different story from the story Mo Salah is talking about. That's a completely different story because that demolishes his whole argument. If you say Arteta will never be it, there's no argument here. We cannot even debate it. You're saying sack the guy. He should never have been hired. We need a better manager. It's a
well, let's look at it from an Arsenal's perspective, because everybody, even including the Arteta sexuals and all the top gooners, yeah.
Don't look at me, bro.
Their expectations.
Everybody's looking at
Don't look at me, bro.
You was one as well, my friend.
Hey, no, that's hilarious.
On a whole, all I heard in the summer from Arsenal fans was we've had a great transfer window. We've got Declan Rice in, this, that, and the other, right? I don't think any Arsenal fan is fickle enough to say we're the favourites to win the league title. Even I wouldn't sit here. No, I don't think even a Gale or Babs would sit there and say Arsenal are the favourites to win the league title when you're competing against Manchester City, right? So the expectation from all Arsenal fans, and you can go back and watch it, right? At the beginning of the season was to challenge for the league title again and to win a trophy. The biggest disappointment for me is it don't look like we're going to win a trophy unless we go and do a madness in the Champions League, which I highly doubt. And once again, we've gone out of 2 domestic trophies at the turn of the year in the early stages of it. And people want to still sit there and say, this is the man. When we can't we can't even win an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, let alone a fucking Premier League. Come on.
I'm not saying he's the man now, by the way.
Let me just put these two out. Scene is saying prediction: Arsenal win the next 3 games and be 2 points off top, and the meltdown ends, and everybody's saying Arsenal on title race again. Thank you, Scene, for the super chat. If that happens, I'm telling you, half the Arsenal fan base will say, yes, Arteta in now. Let's back him until the end of the season. I don't know. You wanted me to put that league on a bigger plea. Of course, for the comment is saying Jose 0405, 41 years old, and a squad average of age 24.9 years old. Arteta 22-23, 40 years old, and average squad age 24.6 years old. Arsenal average squad age 0809, 22.9. Champions League.
Facts.
Lee with the facts.
Absolute facts. And this is why it annoys me when people say to me, what do you expect, man? Champions League, first year back in the Champions League with Arsenal, young team. Eddie Nketiah is the same age as Trent Alexander-Arnold, by the way. He's 24. He's not a kid.
He's not a kid.
Talk to me about kids. Like, we're not got kids, man. They've got experience. They've got 4 years under one manager. Not a lot of people at 23, 24 have 4 years of the same manager playing in the way. There should be no excuses about a young team anymore, man. Honestly,
it's not that good though. We've already established that. But the point I'm trying to make is it's unfair to compare Arteta to Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, in my opinion, is the greatest manager of all time.
Absolutely, it is.
Before he came to Chelsea, he was in Portugal. In 2 years, he won every single trophy available. Like that's a completely different animal there. And my point is, if you guys are saying you want Arsenal to win the league now, I will never sit here and defend Arteta because Arteta's not there yet. And I said that right at the beginning of the conversation. I feel like Arsenal and Arteta can grow together to become a winning team. If Brendan and Lee Gunner's argument and all of you guys that are saying we deserve a Premier League trophy now, then I agree with you. Arteta is not there yet because he's stubborn, he's hard-headed, his in-game management is poor, his transfer, the players he signs are hit and miss from time to time. I completely agree with you guys. But if my entire thing is, it's a process. Arteta and Arsenal are in a process together. Arsenal have a one.
Do you think that process is going to work? What I mean by that is we're going to win the league under Arteta.
I believe so. In a few years, definitely. I think you're
a
not
few years. How many more years? We've already had 4, bro. Well, we're gonna have another 4 with him.
So can I ask Mo Salah the question okay, Mo Salah, which is what Lee's argument here. Do you believe there is a manager out there that will come to Arsenal and win the league before Arteta? Against Pep, against Klopp, against this Man City team, against Liverpool. Do you believe if they hire a different manager, they will have a higher probability of winning the league than Arteta? Or sooner? That's the question that Saad always asks me, by the way. He always asks me that question.
That you guys think are elite, because I don't.
I'm asking you, do you believe there's someone out there?
If you can bring Luciano Spalletti from Italy, okay, cool. If you can get Xavi Alonso from...
So there are people that can come to Arsenal and win the league.
Because again, as I have said multiple times, I don't think Arteta is the finished article yet. And I think at this present moment in time, he's too hard-headed to learn from his mistakes. There are also other young managers like Xavi Alonso, but I am sure if Xavi Alonso sees something's not working, he will change it. He will not persist. But there's certain managers that need to learn in the hard way, and that's my...
So why are you telling Arsenal fans to keep Arteta then? I'm not getting it.
Because Arsenal haven't been good for 25 years. They're in no position to demand trophies now. It's a process. Accept that it's a process. That's my thing.
No.
But you just said that if he gets Xabi Alonso from Bayer Leverkusen.
When is it okay for us then, bro, to demand for trophy?
I think in about a year or two. If Arteta, if you're still not winning and you've, because again, I feel like Brendan's going around in circles and contradicting himself, because you're saying there's holes in the squad. This squad is not good enough, but under the same breath you're saying, yeah, but Arteta's not good enough too. Fix the holes holes that you have in your squad first. And then Arteta doesn't win it, then fair enough.
I can tear that point apart straight away. Who signed all these players? Who
Arteta
gave
signed these players.
Yeah, exactly. All of them. It's not like these are
No one
partly his
hates on every
players,
single
partly
signing,
Emery.
though. Especially
but
not a young manager.
My point being, right? My point being is we had a offer on the table from Crystal Palace for Eddie Nketiah. He chose.
Oh my
to
god!
give him a new-
How everything I've said, your argument is Eddie Nketiah. I don't understand.
No. Listen, and I'll explain. We had an offer on the table for Eddie Nketiah from Crystal Palace, right? He decided, rather than taking the 25-30 million pound, to give him a new 100 grand a week contract, right? We had the option of letting Reece Nelson go. Rather than letting him go, we decided to give him a 100 grand a week contract. We decided to spend 65 million pound on Kai Havertz.
Oh my god!
So what I'm saying is, we still have holes in the squad, correct? And yes, we need to address them, correct? But why do we have these holes in the squad in the first place? Because the manager made them. The manager put them there by not addressing situations that he should have addressed. He kept hold of players that are simply not good enough, or signed players that are simply not good enough. That's why we have holes in the squad.
No one gets every single decision correct, let alone
I'm not
in your
saying they
first
do.
head coaching job.
But let's go through the ones.
If you want to look at all the things he's got correct,
Okay,
they definitely outweigh all the things that he's done incorrect, bro. Arsenal were out of Champions League football for 8 years. I don't think you understand. You're in no position currently to be demanding Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. You're not. That's the truth.
Let's go through the ones that he's got correct or incorrect. Let's go through it because I think it balances itself out.
Saliba, Gabriel, Martinelli, Odegaard, Thomas Partey. I mean, your entire squad, your entire
White,
during
White, one
Timber,
of the
if you want.
Some of those weren't even signed by Arteta, by the way.
Yeah,
a lot of
them were put into the squad from the youth because of Arteta.
Listen, he deserves credit for some of them, but have you seen some of the ones we bought? Oh my god!
No, bro, that's not
Fabio Vieira's and the
exactly my point,
Lokongas.
You're not going to get
I
everything
actually
right.
debated that, guys.
Mo, let me ask you that. Just real last point, Mo. Just to emphasize on the point that I'm making about the mistakes that he's made, right? Since Mikel Arteta has been Arsenal manager, he's brought in 6 different goalkeepers. Not a single one of them are better than Emi Martinez. Yes, he's brought in 6. David Raya, Aaron Ramsdale, Runarsson, Matt
Turner,
Matt
Ryan,
the other one from Brighton,
Matt Ryan.
He
had Leno.
And Leno. There you go. There's 6 goalkeepers there. 6 goalkeepers. I don't know how much that cost us in fees or whatever.
Can I put something to you?
Not better than Emi Martinez.
Where's the question?
Huh?
Where's the question?
What
is the question?
Okay,
let me put something out you. Jurgen Klopp isn't actually great in finding good players. Jurgen Klopp develops players. Arteta develops some players. Like, I'm not defending Arteta. I actually think if Arsenal won a title today, well, logically, you should sack him, get Xabi Alonso, or get Simeone, for example, or get someone who can win a title.
Hands flick, somebody like
Carlo Ancelotti someone with that name, right? Carlo Ancelotti isn't great in the league, but yes, I get what you're saying. Someone with more experience to play the league. Yes, Carlo Ancelotti hasn't won enough leagues actually during his time, but yes. But I get the point is, without mentioning the names, get someone
who
isn't.
Says I win. That's all I care about.
Yeah, get somebody that will actually
at
get
the moment
wins.
doesn't, right? So this is what I'm saying. When Mohamed said, "Oh yeah, Arsenal can't win the league," I agree. I don't think Arsenal will win the league. My opinion is that Man City will win this league. Why do I think that? Because I don't have the faith in the manager, bro. So if I have 4 years and £650 million spent. And then people go, yeah, but it's a process, Dan. Okay, when is it acceptable for me to go? I think we're ready then now. 4 years, 2 years, 5 years, 12 years, 7 years. Nobody can tell me. So it just goes on and on and on. And you just keep spending.
Do you agree that this is your first season where you were expecting to challenge for a title?
This is the first season I've expected to challenge for a title probably since Arsene Wenger, I would say, yeah.
Exactly. So if he doesn't,
I would expect to in that amount of time. Christ, something's gone wrong if we haven't in that amount of time. No, Jesus Christ.
But the point is, if this is the first season under Arteta, we won't even talk about since Arsene Wenger. If this is the first season under Arteta that you were hoping and expecting to challenge for a title, if that doesn't happen, is it right to sack him after that one season? Don't you think it would make sense for you to okay, you know what? Now we're challenging now. Challenge
So-
once or twice more, and then if you don't win it, you start thinking, okay, I'm
It
not saying
depends,
give me
though.
5 or 6 years. I'm
There's
talking about
context. There's context
Yeah,
for that, right?
there's
So for me,
context.
we get to the end of this season. Let's just say this: there's going to be a few scenarios that happen, right? Arsenal are going to finish in the top 4, and they're going to go out to, let's say, Porto in the Champions League. It's been a shambles. We're out of both domestic cups. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure, mate. But see you
yes,
later. You're gone,
thank you.
right? That's number one. The second one is that we don't win anything, but we get to a Champions League final. We get knocked out to Real Madrid, which is no shame, by the way, because they're the absolute kings of Europe. And we take Man City to the last game of the season, and they nip it by a point. You might have justifiable reasons as to why you think, bloody hell, man, yeah, we haven't won anything, but how bloody close do we get? Maybe with a little bit more, he might be there or thereabouts. But if the other option is we win and everyone's like, wow, it's worked and the process is done. Which one of those three do you actually think is more realistic this season? Because I think it's the first one I said to you. I really do.
I agree. I agree. No, I agree with you 100%.
I think if that's the case, bruv, and I hope it ain't. I hope we're doing that with both the trophies we're in at the end of the season, right? But the way I see it personally is I just don't feel like we can just go, do you know what? We're out of everything again. We didn't win anything. We're back in the top 4, which was when Wenger got us there 20 years in a row. We're back to 2016. But we'll just give him another year and £200 million. We've spent more money than everybody other than Man United, Chelsea, and PSG, and we're nowhere near. So what do we spend more money and more money?
Can I say what I think?
More. Just let me.
One sentence. And one sentence. I'll be done. One sentence.
10 words.
Okay. Obviously, all of this is just our opinions, right? I 100% think even if you don't win anything and you finish in the top 4, they give Arteta at least one more year, and I think that's what's actually going to happen.
Actually agree. I actually agree.
And
that's why I'm going for the ownership.
And I think that is, but my point is, I think that is reasonable to give him at least one more year. If we're having this conversation next year, I would be with you guys and say sack him, and he hasn't developed enough. But I'm just saying, this is your first season where you expected to challenge. Give him one more year to challenge, and if he doesn't, then fair enough.
No,
that's my point, because I'm on the optimistic side of things. Just
sorry, Saad. Sorry,
yeah,
I need to do
go
the super
ahead,
chats.
go ahead.
Kyriakos is saying stellar panel. Keep up the grind, Mo. Thank you so much, guys. Almost 600 people here. Thank you so much for being here. So hit that like button, get us to 300 likes. Simple for this brilliant panel. Staying late here to give you the entertainment, people. So at least like the freaking video, people. Roma sacked Jose, and he won them a Euro trophy and got them to 3 different finals. While Arteta has won 1 trophy out of 16, and people jump to his defense.
Absolute, but that is class. Spot on, mate. Spot on.
I mean, do you know how bad Roma are, though? Let's not use Roma as the barometer.
Can I say something?
Yeah, they're poor. And look, Mourinho actually won them a trophy with it. That's how poor they were, man.
Listen, would Ancelotti win the title with 600 million squad? He might. Listen, Jurgen Klopp spent a lot of money and he won 1 title in the Premier League because he's going against Pep. But I'm with actually Dan Potts, and I disagree with you, Mo. Be honest. Regression for me after spending money means sacking. Regression means sacking. If Arsenal finish 6-7 points and by game week 34-35 Arsenal are out of the title race and they go out to a Porto or they go out in the quarterfinal to whatever team that is not better than them, he should get sacked. Quarterfinal of the Champions League for Arsenal isn't good enough unless they go out to Real Madrid in a small details. Even if they play Real Madrid and get humiliated against Real Madrid, he should get sacked. Unless he goes to the last game of the season. Because I have the same thing for Ten Hag, for Klopp. Your clubs need progression. If you don't progress, that means you regress. That means, another chance. What if he regresses more? That means you actually going to dismantle the whole foundation he built. Maybe that foundation needs someone else now to build on it. If he regresses one more year, Mo, imagine if you give him another year by being top 4 and he regress more. You're done. The club has to rebuild. Saka will leave because Real Madrid will come knocking. Odegaard might leave. Saliba might leave because we have been here long enough. Now you're giving us a new manager after we failed under this manager for 3-4 years. No, man. I want to win titles.
Do you know what that scenario reminds me of, Mo? It reminds me of a few players that left. Their names were called Cesc Fabregas, Alexis Sanchez, Robin van Persie, Samir Nasri, Gael Clichy, Bakary Sagna, Kolo Toure, and Emmanuel Adebayor in a youth project, which was youth projects 1.0 and 2.0. And if Saka, Saliba, and Martinelli leave, it will be youth project 3.0 that's failed. How about just go and get a win now manager and win something instead of doing processes? Yeah, that's the way I see it.
If
But
they
Dan-
regress, Mo Salah, if they regress, there is no, bro. If you are at your job and you reach the point that if you regress after given the opportunity, it's done. It's over for you.
But
Move
here's,
on.
here's the thing though, bro. I'm not disagreeing with you guys, right? I agree with Dan, but Dan, the point I'm trying to make is even if you get the best manager available right now, there's still glaring issues in your squad.
Facts.
You feel me?
But-
So there's which one's easier
So
to do?
Mo,
Fix the
this-
glaring issues or change the manager as well as fix the glaring issues when you know the manager is a risk in itself. You'd rather keep the manager, try and fix the glaring issues.
I'd rather keep the manager if I have faith he's
This-
going to fix the glaring issues, but he isn't fixing the glaring
Yeah,
issues.
it's all about
This is
faith.
more of a mess.
This is
Let
the
me ask
thing.
this question.
This
Let me
is
ask
the thing.
Let's-
Can I just say one thing?
Start coming. He wanted to say
Because just quickly, because listen, this season we have last season, hats off. Yeah, I was so happy because he actually found a system that worked, a system where he was able to utilize and get goals. Everybody on the pitch scored goals, apart from obviously the goalkeeper. Everybody on the pitch scored goals. He had goals coming out of everywhere. Okay, spread them across the pitch. He found a system that worked. Now, yes, Granit Xhaka wanted to leave. Okay, that's fine. Granit Xhaka leaves. Why would you bring somebody that is not going to work to that system that you built, the system that worked? Why would you bring somebody that is completely different and does not fit into that system? And for that's why he's going to die on this sword. If he brings Kai Havertz in, this is why Kai Havertz is one of the main things that is a focus right now, because he took a risk with that signing. If something's working for you, why would you completely change and do a 180 and go the other way? Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, this is why obviously I'm not Arteta out yet, but I'm similar to what you said, where I'm giving him until the end of the season.
I'm laughing at Joe, man. I'm laughing at Joe.
I'm giving him to the end of the season, and if we, for instance, there's still context to it.
Big up Joe, man. Love Joe. That is funny, though, man.
There's still context to it, man. If you like you said, if you get to a semi-final or a final, and then you end up taking them to the end of the day, till the end of the last day in the league, I can give him another season. But if you end up being in top 4, bro, it's not gonna work. That's regression from last season. That's regressing. You finished second last season, and now you're saying you're talking about third or fourth. It can't happen. You know what I mean? We waited for 4 years.
Completely. If the trajectory.
No. If that happens, then that's
the trajectory is this, bro. Yeah, the trajectory is you finishing outside. The trajectory isn't you finishing second.
By the way, can I just say one thing? I don't disagree with you guys, by the way. I'm just trying to give you for like an outsider's perspective. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm just trying to give you guys another perspective.
You're doing a devil's advocate.
I'm not even trying to be devil's advocate. The thing is, I actually quite like Arteta to be a great manager one day. I just don't, and I've made that very, very clear. I don't think he's that now. So when Lee Gunner says there are managers like an experienced good manager, I hear that. I don't think Arteta's there. He's not. Conte.
Let me ask you.
All of these guys, yes, they give you a better chance to win now, 100%. I'm just saying, there's still holes to fix in your squad.
Okay.
Can I answer this quickly, Brandon? Can I answer this in a short sentence? If you would have hired someone else, you would not have developed Saka, Martinelli, and these guys. They would have demanded ready now players. That's the problem. And I think that's what the board went to. I agree or disagree with it. I agree. Okay, let me just. I agree or disagree with it. It's completely different. I'm not an Arsenal fan, right? It's Arsenal fans on the board. Do you guys agree with a youth system project, or you guys want to be the Mourinhos, the Peps? Like we need the ready-made now. Because look at your squad. Would a manager like would the top manager get Odegaard, who failed at Real Madrid, and try to develop him? Would a manager agree to develop William Saliba or get Ben White and completely change the way he plays and put him at right back? No, a manager would have said, no, I want. Would he get Ramsdale from a relegated Bournemouth and say, yes, I'm developing this? I think this is when we
That's all
stop
great,
back and
Mo.
say,
That's all great, Mo, and I agree. But
Yeah.
it hasn't won us anything. So
exactly.
That's not the answer.
Now,
It's not like,
yes.
So let
It's
me
not
ask you
like-
this.
But man, do you hear where I'm coming from when I say they're on the same trajectory with each other? Like it makes sense for him to be the manager of Arsenal because he's a developing young manager.
Yeah.
It's the
Arsenal
board's
is a developing young
choice.
team.
It
Let me
doesn't
ask you this.
look
Let me
for
ask
the
you this,
fan base
Mo.
to accept
Maybe-
it.
but
For the
maybe-
fan base
but
to go
maybe-
want that. That's
One
that's
at a time.
No, but
against
Dan,
everyone.
maybe what you're saying is the squad has outgrown Arteta. If you're saying that, then fair enough. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
If you're
And
saying,
Thank you.
if you're saying the
Fantastic
squad,
comment.
yeah, if
Okay,
you're
let me ask
saying
you
the
this,
squad
though.
is now
Right.
good enough to win now, maybe Arteta hasn't kept up with the squad, then I can understand that.
Right,
But I
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Be honest now as well. Be honest,
to me.
right? Yeah. Well, either of you, right?
All right.
Let's say, for example, you just said that we've still got holes in this team that need fixing. You know,
Please
the
don't say
whole
Nketiah.
Arteta
Please
situation.
don't
and all.
mention Nketiah again.
No, I'm not. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If Arsenal sacked Mikel Arteta right now and brought in Carlo Ancelotti, do you think Arsenal could win the league this season?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Why?
There's no way. Because Carlo Ancelotti has historically been poor at winning leagues. Everywhere
Well,
he's been.
okay.
Historically.
No,
been.
no. Okay, so I get Brendan's. He's not talking about Ancelotti. He means a different manager, like someone who's
A
more
big manager.
experienced.
Proven winner.
If you bring in Pep Guardiola, cool. If you bring in Jurgen Klopp, okay, cool. They're not available. It's impossible. There's no manager you can bring in right now that will win you a Premier League right now that isn't named Carlo Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola, maybe Simeone Inzaghi, maybe Luciano Spalletti.
no,
There's
I'm
no
not-
manager available you can get.
No, I'm not
Every
saying about
manager's a project
availability.
manager
Though. This is
right
my
now.
point.
Every manager's a project manager now.
I'm not saying availability. I'm not basing this off availability, right? I'm basing this off of.
Why are we having this argument? Who are you sacking Arteta for?
No, you said, is it not better for Arsenal to fix the holes in the squad first before sacking Arteta? And my point is we've still got holes, correct? But is this squad good enough with a better manager to go and win the league now? So if we got a Simeone and sacked Arteta right now and went and got Simeone, is this squad good enough to go and win the league with
This
Simeone
year,
in
no.
charge?
This
I
year,
don't
no.
think so. I don't think so.
Impossible.
I don't think so.
This
I
year,
don't.
no.
I don't think there's
Bullshit.
any version of Arsenal that are better than Man City and will beat Man City to a Premier League title, no matter who the manager is. Unless you get Pep Guardiola from Man City to Arsenal and they have someone else.
So
That's
if
the
we
only
would have
way.
if we would have swapped managers last year, would Arsenal have won the league?
With
Probably,
who?
definitely.
With who?
With Pep
Yeah,
Guardiola.
so if we had Pep Guardiola,
Definitely.
we would have won the league. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the second
100%,
greatest manager of all time.
159%.
Yeah. So there we
Yeah,
go.
but
So
no,
for me,
No, but you're
we're looking
using,
at-
but you're
What?
using the ultimate difference maker.
Okay.
I think Pep
So
Guardiola is.
that's why I've gone there. If you let me say the next bit.
Go on,
So
bro.
how did Conte beat Pep then?
They were both in their first season, and Conte just got better of him.
Yeah, but
And
Conte
Pep-
took Chelsea from 10th to win them the league.
Yeah, but then he also got N'Golo Kante, and Chelsea finished in 10th at the time. It was
Exactly.
just-
But Conte might
no,
come
but-
to
but-
Arsenal and get N'Golo Kante and we go win the
But then
league.
there's
That's what I'm
context,
getting
like,
at, bro. Like, this-
Chelsea finished in 10th, still had Eden Hazard that was injured for an entire year. Diego Costa decided not to play football. Cesc Fabregas and them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like Chelsea,
Still
every time
won
you
it.
finish 10th, yeah, no,
Also,
of course,
won it.
of course.
How
of
do
course.
you expect to beat Manchester City and Pep Guardiola to a title by using a manager who's copying his homework, basically? Liverpool don't play the same as Man City.
And Liverpool are not gonna win the league.
When Conte won the league, they didn't play the same as Manchester City. I don't see how
I mean,
a
it was
manager like
Pep's
Mikel
first season.
Arteta,
Pep had,
who is
like,
basically that kid in the class in the test next to Pep Guardiola, just copying his homework and doing the same thing. Oh, you played with inverted fullbacks. We're going to do that, but we're going to do it worse. You know, but that's basically what he's doing. He's copying Pep Guardiola, right? How do you expect to beat?
Hey, listen,
Pep
if you
to a
hate
title when
Arteta,
you're
I get it.
copying
I'm
the
just trying to
same
give
thing?
you other like. There's no manager that comes in now and beats Man City. That's just the truth of it. The only way you beat Man City now is if you get Pep Guardiola and you put him in Arsenal and you give them another manager. That's the only way.
Yeah, but my
Like-
point. The point that I'm making though is you're telling us that we need to keep hold of Arteta and maybe give
I'm
him
not
another.
telling you anything. I'm telling you what I think.
No, what you
happen.
think is we should keep hold of Arteta and keep him for another year or two. And if he isn't won anything within the next year or two, then you sack him. Why are you going to keep a manager who simply can't win a league against somebody who he's
He's not
basically
supposed to be
copying?
competing for a league. Bro, you lot obviously have your
Stated
mind
it.
made up.
You
innit? So
just
there's
said
something
we
to change
cannot
that.
simply win a league against Pep Guardiola
You
or
can't.
Jurgen
No one
Klopp, and I
can.
agree with you.
No one
I agree
can.
with you. How can you beat Pep Guardiola to a league when you're basically copying his whole
Yeah,
philosophy?
he's not even copied. It's basically like them both sitting in the same class and Arteta copying Pep's maths homework for an English test. That's what it is, because he ain't getting it right. Let me tell you that now. He ain't copying Pep Guardiola very well. That's what I will say. Listen, I walked out of Highbury in 2000 and I was absolutely crying. But I never said Man United are going to win the league. They just won the treble. Let's give up now, boys. Let's hope we get second, yeah? I ain't going to do it now. I'll never, ever, ever, ever come second and go, progress. Unbelievable. This guy is a genius. Second place. Oh, didn't expect to get that. That is unbelievable. Come on, man. Like, let's be real. Like, let's just be real. For me, it is no chance of winning the league, in my opinion. So I'm not sitting here demanding that we do it this year under this manager because I have no faith that we'll do it. Why, though? That's the question. Why has Dan got no faith that Mikel Arteta will do it? Because I don't think he's the right guy. And that's all it is. And listen, Brandon actually said about Brendan Rodgers, I didn't think that was a crazy statement, personally. I feel personally it might be. He's set the foundations. He's given somebody else a great chance. But maybe we need a Jurgen Klopp type manager to come in and get us across the line like Liverpool needed. Maybe that is the way it is. But right now, we'll see at the end of the
realize.
Wait. Saad, I want to respond to. So you saying, Dan, that you agreed with the hiring of Arteta and this project. You just think that now is the right time to get a new manager. But you agree with hiring him and this youth project and what happened. I'm really clarifying because he said he developed the players and got them where they are now and all the stuff. Or
no, I never wanted another youth project, man. I never wanted Arteta.
You wanted ready-made players.
Yeah, I always wanted. I thought, look, man, listen. 20 years without a title. I don't want any more youth.
Do you think any of those managers would have come to you knowing that you need to get rid of, knowing it's a project? Like any of these top managers, do you reckon they would have come and taken on the project that Arteta took on? Because you had to get rid of all of these players, building entirely new.
Which is why I think there's an ownership problem. And I've said that from the start. There's an ownership problem, in my opinion, that is more than happy to throw as much money as you want at it. Oh, they spend money. You must love them. No, because look at what they're spending it on and look at who they're giving the money to. I don't trust Edu and Arteta to build a title-winning charge. No, man, not at all. So listen, I feel personally, if it doesn't work this year,
there's something you said which I do agree with to a certain extent, which is Arteta's got you to a certain point. He's helped develop all of these young players, but maybe he's not the one to get you over the top. I can't even disagree with that because that's a fair point.
We'll find out this year.
That's a fair point. If you're saying Arsenal have outgrown Mikel Arteta, then I can't disagree with that, and you have a valid point. But my thing is, possibly Arsenal. Arsenal are definitely not good enough to win it now. Just
shut up, LB.
LB. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, but I get what Mo's saying. Like, if Arsenal went on this project, Arteta is the right man. He was at that time. He was the right man. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saliba, Ben White, whatever you did, Ramsdale, it was Arteta. Do you think do you guys believe that another manager, another top manager with experience would have taken these young players, waited and worked with them and developed them until he got you where you were last year? And you guys realize, and I'm not defending Arteta to win you the title because I actually don't know if Arteta will win you the title this year or next year or in 5 years, because I see no signs of that. I saw it last year for half a season. But the point is, you guys are sitting in the books, third in the Champions League or fourth. It's kind of strange that Mikel Arteta is the one who did that. Do you believe anyone else? Did you sign superstars? Someone tell me what superstar did Arsenal
killed
sign?
me, bro.
Yeah.
So
what superstar did you guys sign?
So are you telling us that we've got to credit Mikel Arteta for the job that he's done?
with these players 100%.
I'll credit him for what he's built. Yes, I'll credit him for what he's built. But to think that I'm going to sit here and praise him for finishing 8th 2 seasons in a row, for not winning anything in the 4 years that he's been in charge, apart from an FA Cup, which he won with a completely different squad, by the way. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yes, Brandon.
You think I'm going to sit here and do all of that? You're having a laugh, mate.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not.
are.
Where you were? I'm sorry. Where you were?
Right, listen. He got us in a title race last season. The expectation from every Arsenal fan this season was to win a trophy. That being the main thing, because
you literally said at the start. You literally said at the start of the show,
right? And people genuinely think that we're going to go and win the Champions League or the league when we can't even win a Carabao Cup or an FA fucking Cup. Let's be real.
I say progress. It's up to you what you want. I believe
it's how you interpret it.
Yes. How do you interpret the project?
Because
Arteta did a terrible job. And anybody say here that tell me Arteta did a terrible job? Who made Saka a £100 million player? Who made Saka on the radar of Real Madrid? Who made Martinelli last year do that? Who made Odegaard compared to Kevin De Bruyne? Who made Saliba this and that? Give me a break.
You know the fact that was what all Arsenal fans were saying. That is not facts. None of that stuff you just said was facts.
That's what I'm saying. 4 years with the kids, he made them this. Is he the right man to win the title? He might not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People want to discredit his work. That's up to you.
That's what I'm saying. If what Dan said, I agree with. You appreciate him for getting you this far and helping develop these players to create this squad, correct? But if you're saying he's not the one to go over the top and win you the league, I can agree with that. I'll hold my hands up. If that's what you believe, fair enough.
I don't believe he's good enough to get the title. I've always said that. I've always said I don't believe he's good enough to get us across the line and win us a title. If I'm wrong, I'll say, wow, I was wrong. And guess what? I'm happy because I've won something. And that's all I want, man. I want trophies. So when he's throwing them in the bin every season and going out of Carabao Cups to West Ham like this season, and we're going out to Liverpool again in the FA Cup,
I think that's ridiculous.
Madness for me. So this season we're going to win nothing. Let's just have it right. We are winning nothing this season. We ain't winning the league, and we definitely ain't winning the Champions League. So let's be fair. So where is the progression? And now I've said there's context. If you go and get a Neely, and you be a Neely, Lee will disagree and say get rid of him, whatever. That's calm. There'll be justification to do both. 100% have a debate about it. But for me, if you're going out to Porto and you're getting top 4, get out, man. It's done.
Yeah, welcome, Lee. I don't know.
Big up for letting me on as well. Big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you pam the like button. It's literally 1:30 in the morning. I've just watched the deadest football match in the world. Yeah, but I just want to read something out. Yeah, I just want to read this out. So bear with me and thank you, Mo. Big up the panel. Big up the chat. 5 league finishes before Mikel because he's been here 5th season now. Yeah, we finished 5th, 6th, 5th, 2nd, 3rd. Current league finishes under Mikel 8th, 8th, 5th, 2nd, and the current season. He inherited a mess. Well, he didn't, did he, really? Because we finished 5th, 6th, 5th, 2nd, 3rd. Quite a mess. And that was Wenger, yeah, for 2 of them, 5th and 6th, yeah, the 6th and the 5th, right? In that season where he finished 6th, Wenger, we got to a League Cup final. I was there. Aguero dinked the goalkeeper. Cheers, mate. Well done, Mustafi. And we finished 5th, yeah, the season before that. The only 2 seasons outside Champions League. So all this waffling about, oh, he's got you back in the Champions League. We've never won it in 20 attempts. Right? Anyway, let's carry on. Trophies won 5 seasons before Mikel. 2 FA Cups. Trophies won under Mikel. 1 FA Cup plus the rest of this season. European record 5 seasons before Mikel. Europa League final. Europa League semi. 3 round of 16s in the Champions League. European record under Mikel. We're in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Round of 32, lost to Sporting. Didn't qualify us. Lost the Europa League semi to our former manager in Villarreal, which, by the way, I have more subscribers on my channel than they have population. And it was their first ever trophy. Before that, round of 16 Europa League, lost to Olympiacos with a team that he inherited from Unai Emery that had already nearly qualified or pretty much qualified from the group, there or thereabouts. League Cups 5 seasons before Mikel. 4th round, quarter-final, final, quarter-final, 4th round. League Cup under Mikel, 4th round, 3rd round, semi-quarter. FA Cup 5 seasons before Mikel. 4th round, 3rd round, armpits, 6th round, armpits. FA Cup under Mikel, armpits with a toxic squad he inherited. 4th round, 3rd round, 4th round, 3rd round. Community Shield 5 seasons before Mikel, DOS. Community Shield under Mikel, DOS. Won by default because Man City did a treble, so we qualified. Money spent, gross, transfer marked, big up them. 5 seasons before Mikel, 488 million. Money spent under Mikel, gross, 688 million. Where's the progress? We've gone back to less than where we was, that was deemed not good enough, to the point where the likes of me, Brandon, Dan were marching down the Hornsey Road to get Arsene Wenger out of our football club. Yeah. And not only that, I heard Goldbridge waffling the other day. Oh, this is the best Arsenal team in a decade. Cool. 2014 FA Cup win. 2015 FA Cup win. 2016 title race, Leicester won it. 2017 FA Cup win. 2018 Europa League semi-final, lost to Atleti, battered them, should have been 6 at home. Me and troops were crying away, Diego Costa, and a League Cup final. 2019 Europa League final. What's this guy done to warrant all of this love and adulation? He spent literally about 200 million quid in 4.5 years, less than Wenger did in 20. I don't get it.
Big up Lee for joining. Okay, big up Lee for joining. Guys, hit that like button. Thank you for joining to the argument. Dan Potts has to go. Big up Dan, 12th Man podcast in the description, people. I want Dan to text me and tell me he got 200 to 300 subscribers. Like his last video or last 10 to help the guy. So please do. Brilliant content daily from Dan Potts. Absolutely fantastic content.
Big up, man.
Guys, please go and subscribe to his channel. Absolutely brilliant. It's
Yo,
just
really
one
enjoyed
click
that,
away.
Yo, I really enjoyed chatting to you, Dan, man. Like,
Listen,
incredible.
yeah, listen, pleasure
Yes.
to meet
Really enjoyed talking to you,
my bro. And big up Lee, big up Brandon, big up Mo, big up
love
the chat,
that.
man.
Always.
Smash the like, man. Smash the like, subscribe, and love people. Cheers, Mo. Big up, bro.
Cheers, Dan.
Later.
Take care, man.
Later.
Definitely keep in touch.
And so, just to answer Lee, the difference, Lee, is that Arteta took a squad, got rid of whatever he was there, right? Just got rid of it, right? And at the end, you got youngsters. That's the club's choice. That's not the fans' choice. The club's choice, instead of buying ready-made players, is to develop a youth squad. They thought that this is the best movement for the club. So it's not Arteta's fault. As Mo said before, it was a young manager coming under Pep Guardiola. Is he the one to win titles? He might not at that time, and he might not be now. But he got young guys, young players, developed them to be stars or superstars or whatever people want to call them, world class or whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. Some of them scored 15 goals. Some of them on the radars of the top clubs. Some of them were called to the Brazilian national squad. So he's the one who did this. Yes, he finished fifth, and then second. But to be honest, without him, you would not have had the squad. You would have hired a Simeone, and he would have said, yes, I need a ready-made player now. I need a player that is ready now. I want to sign a player that won this and won that. None of the players you have won anything.
That's complete rubbish because our best goalkeeper, plays for Aston Villa. He's replaced him with who? 5-6 goalkeepers that are not good enough. Our best left back plays for Real Sociedad. Right, and let's just go down this route as well.
Kieran Tierney wasn't good enough for Arsenal.
Kieran Tierney is definitely good enough, and Kieran Tierney is one of the most decorated players we have.
I'll be honest. Kieran Tierney is levels above Zinchenko in my opinion.
No, actually,
he wasn't. Mo, you know where the confusion is. You know where the confusion is.
I think Zinchenko is appalling.
Bro,
I think
the confusion.
I think one second.
Wait, go ahead.
On the Zinchenko thing, I feel like him coming into midfield doing the inverted bullshit covers up how shit he is, like defensively. I feel like he contributes very, very
little.
Same
as Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he doesn't offer
absolute. Get out of here.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal with you. Mikel Arteta coming from a school of Pep Guardiola. He came in. That's all he knew. 2 years training under Pep Guardiola. He came in. He wanted a left back that doesn't go up and down the wing. He wants a left back to invert. Where does he turn? He gets Zinchenko, who is a good player for Man City, but not a regular starter.
He's a number 10. He was signed from the club.
He is a left wing. He is a left midfielder. He's
a number 10. His whole career has been number 10. Can I just dispel this myth that Kieran Tierney is always injury prone as well? Yeah, it's a carnivore in the chat. Now, I don't want to take over the whole show. Yeah, it's not the league on the show, right? But the amount of BS I hear is staggering. Oh, he's always injured. Well, he's 6 months younger than Zinchenko and played 50 games more than him, right? Factually, correct information, not incorrect Twitter rumors. Yeah. Kieran Tierney has factually missed 2 games less, yeah, than Zinchenko in their careers. 108 games for Tierney missed, 110. Kieran Tierney is 6 months younger and played 50 games for club and country more. Factual information, again, because we only did in facts, yeah, not fairy tale. And not only that, Zinchenko has had double the amount of injuries, right? Now, let's go back very quickly, yeah? When this manager got to this club, he inherited Emi Martinez. Yeah, we still ain't signed a goalkeeper better. He inherited Saliba, deemed him not good enough for 2 or 3 years, loaned him out when he was playing Kolasinac, Mustafi, Callum Chambers, yeah, Rob Holding, yeah, David Luiz over this guy who was out on loan twice, 3 times a lady, yeah. He then inherited Saka, who Unai Emery was having balling out at left wing back and left back. And to dispel another myth, he also inherited Martinelli, who in his first 10 games, or 12 games for Arsenal, scored 10 goals, playing as a striker. Yeah, scoring goals left, right, and centre, bangers, headers, everything. Yeah, who was training before we signed him, whilst playing for a 4th division Brazilian team with the Brazil national team. This guy has killed that guy's career because that guy has not progressed. Forget last season with his 15 goals. Yeah, that guy has gone backwards. He was a baller. He now ain't. Bukayo Saka has regressed. That guy's given up. He has been trash for nearly a year, since March last year. And I heard you guys saying, oh, but Saliba got injured, that's why we lost the title. No, it weren't. Saka was trash for the last 10 games.
Oh, no, I specifically said Saliba being injured is not a valid excuse for why Arsenal didn't win the league.
Thank you.
Arteta was shit, Saka was shit, and Arteta's game management wasn't good enough. That's
now I did the other players he inherited. Mesut Ozil. He inherited Mesut Ozil. Yeah. The only reason we got rid of him, and I don't rate Ozil on that level like at Madrid, the only reason we got rid of him is because of the whole China thing, yeah? With the Uyghur Muslim and all that, yeah? Right? That's the only reason we got rid of that guy, right? He also inherited Aubameyang and Lacazette and Pepe. Yeah, have we replaced Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe? Tell me where. Yeah, he inherited all of this, and then done another 600 mil, and we're worse off. Come on, man, what are we doing here?
That's not true. Because
it is. It's factual information.
It's not, because all of the things that you said earlier when you were listing all of your league places before Arteta and everywhere you got into the cup and stuff. At no point were you guys challenging for a league title and legitimate Premier League contender. You've gone from a middle of the pack team, a team that's in and around the top 4, a team that's in and around the cup, to a team now who is seen as a legitimate Premier League contender, and that's the progress that we're talking about.
Okay, let me say about progress. Yeah,
progress for a very, very long time.
Progress is a load of rubbish, right? Because the factual information is,
because when you were listing,
what do you see as when I listed everything,
you listed 5th, 6th, whatever.
Yeah, yes, okay, cool. But I also listed 2 trophies, and I listed 1 for Mikel in the 5 seasons before, and the 5 seasons under Mikel.
But at the same
time,
we
won 2, and under Mikel 1.
That's fair enough.
It's not progress then, is it?
You've not won the trophies, but in terms of how good you are as a team, Arsenal are now a Premier League contending team. You weren't that before Arteta. Yes, when Arteta first came, you finished 8th twice, but that was the process of a young squad. You're trying to build something.
There wasn't a young squad when he inherited that squad. That's not factual.
He didn't inherit a young squad, but he built a young squad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he
by design.
By removing the older part.
That's exactly. He was tasked with breaking down what was there. That was what the task was when he came to Arsenal, to build a young squad, a new refreshing squad. So yes, there was a dip at first, but then the progress that we're talking about is progress from mid to a team that is now supposed to.
He took us to mid, bro. He took us to mid. We were never mid. The lowest finish we had was 6th.
You listed where you were finishing.
The lowest was 6th. How many times did he finish 8th? Yeah, and this other myth, the one who came in, that we were in a relegation battle, is another myth, because we were actually 8th when Unai Emery got sacked, and he finished 8th, after taking that team over.
No, but the progress I'm talking about, there was definitely a dip when he first got there, but that's because that was the initial stages of the rebuild. But the final place where Arsenal are now is a Premier League contending team. Whether you win it or not is a completely different conversation. But the point that I'm trying to make is you went from a team that was never competing for the Premier League. You haven't competed for the Premier League since 2009 when you had Fabregas and Van Persie.
For Premier League in 2016 when Leicester won it, and we were top of the league.
That's a
we
fair
beat
point.
Leicester home and away, the only team to beat
That's a
them.
fair point.
Yeah.
But
What team do you support, bro?
I'm a Napoli fan.
Napoli. Do you support any Premier League team?
Not really, no.
Okay, cool. Right. So let me say this then, yeah. Right. And listen, I rate all of you guys for being on it, and thank you for having me on. Right. And it's not the League Gunner show, but you've invited me on, so we're just going to deal with facts and not fairy tale. There is no progress in football. The only progress you get in football is winning trophies. The aim of elite sport don't need any waffling, any opinions, or anything other. Yeah, because there's a predefined metric for success in football. Yeah, trophies. You either win one or you lose. That's it, right? And at the end of the season, whether you finish 8th, 5th, or 2nd is irrelevant, because at the end of that season, it refreshes and you all go again. The only difference is the Premier League spreadsheet, yeah, which it is, and the PR and the dramatization from the English media, the British media, of dramatized. They bigged up that Spurs Man United or Man United Spurs game as a big game. Why? One's 5th and one's 9th. What are you waffling about? Yeah. What are you waffling? Yeah. At the end of the day, you don't progress unless you win. The aim of the game is to win, right? We knocked down a stadium that I've been to many, many times to go and win and compete against the best in Europe. So far, we ain't done that. Now we've hired a rookie.
Not being good to just winning trophies. There's a process there. And
explain what process means, bro. Can you tell me what process means? Because nobody can ever explain this to me. And what is the process? How long does it last? And what's the end gain of that process? And how long does it take to achieve the process finale?
The end game is for you lot to win the Premier League. Can Arteta win you that Premier League? I don't know. I've said that multiple times. Can he be the one to get you over the edge? Absolutely not. But he has definitely contributed to your progress in that process. He's helped you get from point A, and you're closer to point B, which is winning Premier League, than you were when he came, and that's a fact.
Can I explain what a process? Can I explain what a progress is? Man City 2009. They won the league once, and then they won the league another time, and then they won the league a third time, right? And now comes Pep Guardiola, right? And this comes the domination. Everything that happened before that, yes, they won in the middle. It leads to Pep Guardiola accepting a job at Man City, knowing that there is a structure, there is money, of course, and now I can dominate the league. That's called progress. For Arteta, it's as simple as that. He demolished the home, started from the ground, built the building up. Is he the one to finish it? Is he the one to put the decoration in for the people to live in? I don't know that. I saw the signs last year when he built a very, very good team. Is he learning on the job? And I asked this question to every Arsenal fan. Whether you believe Arsenal are a guinea pig club, that means he can learn on the job until you reach a level where he can win with you, or you want the manager that will take this squad now and win title at a 1 or 2 pieces.
Yeah, but this is the problem.
Win the title now.
Nobody
it's up to you to believe that. It's not up to, like, some Arsenal fans are saying, we want Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Now, you said, Lee, on your show that you thought Arteta isn't the guy from day one. I saw the video from 2009. So that's your belief. But some other fans believe otherwise. Some other fans believe that this guy might be the guy to take this
based on what, though? He's never managed
based on the progress. Okay. Based on him taking them, demolishing the home, getting rid of the older players, not hiring superstars, and getting these players to a point where a lot... Do you agree that Saka might go to Real Madrid if you don't win a league title or something?
Never in a million years will Real Madrid want him, because
everybody said that.
Miles clear. Real Madrid will never sign a player like Bukayo Saka, because Real Madrid deal with winners, mate. Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they deal with winners. Real Madrid. Yeah, their president, after Vinny scored a hat-trick in the final, went on camera afterwards in an interview and said, I spoke to Vinny a second ago and I told him 3 in a final ain't good enough. He needs to score more. Yeah, bigger fish to fry at Arsenal, though. Yeah, their youth project, by the way, that's factual information. He actually said that. Their youth project, by the way, consists of Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Vinny, Rodrigo, Valverde, Militao, Fran Garcia, Mendy. Yeah.
How many more come? I think you can
Goulet,
name many.
Goulet
The
even.
the new left back guy. Yeah,
And this is what I'm saying, but I ain't hearing them pedal out. It's a youth project. It's a youth project. Yeah, I'm not hearing Ancelotti coming out or fans of Real Madrid coming out saying, but he hasn't got his whole squad. He needs to spend more money. He needs time. Yeah, why?
Well, I don't
Because
believe
the standards have been set. Yeah, and they've been set in stone for 80 years. And if the president don't do it, the fans hold them. I watch Real Madrid every week. I watch that league. Yeah, they played Real Sociedad a couple of weeks ago. Sociedad were dominating them 1-1. Yeah, couldn't get the ball back. Their fans had the white hankies and booing them, bro, for 2 minutes. Finally, they got the ball back. They scored the winner, Hosselu. Yeah, I see him booed off against Mallorca at half time the other night. Yeah, half time. What was the end result? 1-0.
but you are in Real Madrid, Lee. Your club isn't Real
exactly my
Madrid.
Okay, that's cool. And I hear both of you saying that, and I hear this every day on the internet. You're not Real Madrid. You'll never be Real Madrid. That's great. We never will be Real Madrid. But how does that stop the? How does that stop the standards? Yeah, of Real Madrid being
because
at Arsenal?
those standards have been brought about by winning 4 Champions Leagues. I mean, they've been a great team for as long as we can remember. Arsenal have never been on that level. That's where those standards come from. You've never been a champion.
You want your team to be like this, Lee. That's what you want. You want your team to be Real Madrid. You want your team to be like City now, right? That's what you want, right? I know that's what you want your Arsenal, but that's what we're saying. It might be the process on the way to be there. You don't believe that because you don't believe in that manager, right? You don't from day one.
Can I just add, right? Because I got to go, right?
Yeah, and we have to. Yes.
Mo said that
Arteta
has made us legitimate title challengers, right? Based on what we did last season.
Coming into, you even said it, bro. I don't understand why you're changing now. You even said at the start of this that at the start of the year, the goal for Arsenal was to compete for a Premier League. You said that. You said there was even you even said there was a group of Arsenal fans that thought you could win the league and that you were favourites. Yeah. So that's the expectation. My point is, Arsenal were never even in that conversation before Arteta, or haven't been for a very long time.
I said all Arsenal fans expected to compete for a league title again and win a trophy because we competed for a league title last season, right?
Okay.
Now the way that
under which manager did you compete for a Premier League trophy last year? And under which manager were we supposed to compete for a Premier League trophy?
The way the season is panning out, it's looking like last season was an anomaly. And in actual fact, I actually believe that Arteta hasn't made us legitimate title challengers at all. He's actually just taken us back to where we were under Arsene Wenger, qualifying for top 4 every single season.
But you literally just said at the start of this season you thought you were a title contender.
If he gets
so which one is it? Has he taken you back to a top 4 team, or were you title contenders at the start of the season? You can't pick and choose.
What are you talking about?
Were you title challengers at the start of the season?
Can I ask you a question, Brandon?
Did you
everybody, Brandon?
No, we were top 4 contenders at the start of the season, which is what I said.
Lee, that's your opinion.
That's
your
opinion,
Lee.
You're missing the point.
That's your opinion. That's not the other.
I can say that we were.
No, you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
Based on the system that he built last season, and it was a system that worked to a degree until the end of the season when eventually it all fell apart. But the system worked to a degree, and the expectation this season was to challenge for the title.
Yeah,
it was to try and go and win the title. So the fact that he hasn't won a title, or he's not going to win the title. Listen, at the moment, this is all dreamland stuff.
He's not winning the
title. If he does it, hold on. If he does it, it's gonna be something great.
That's what I was saying.
Something that's world class.
That's what I was saying, though, Mo. The expectation was to win the league title based off of what we did last season. I weren't expecting him to go out and splash 65 million on the German giraffe. I weren't expecting him to sign Eddie Nketiah and bloody Reece Nelson up to new contracts. I weren't expecting all of that.
My problem with him is
the errors which has led us to be where we are right now. We are a top 4 club, right?
Okay, so let me ask you something.
I guarantee you right now, if he gets top 4 in Champions League this season,
the club is going to give him more time.
He will be given more time.
I asked this question
He
to
will be
everybody.
given more
But
time.
I did
by
say
the
if
owners,
Arteta,
by the fans.
if you finish
That's all
trophyless
that
this
matters
year,
at Arsenal Football Club. It doesn't matter about winning trophies as long as we qualify for Champions League.
I don't agree with that.
Arsene Wenger at Arsenal for so long.
Yo, Lee, I will tell you something though, and I will make this point. If he doesn't win it this year, and next year you guys start off the way you are, the pressure will mount, and even the guys that you guys call Arteta sexuals, even they will be off this boat. Like anyone, 100%. So I feel like after, and I said this at the start of the show as well. This season, even if he doesn't win anything, they won't fire him. But next year, the pressure is 100% on. So you guys will get what you want. You feel me? But
Rubbish. Sorry to cut you off as well. Yeah, because sorry, what's your name, my friend?
Mohammed.
No, the guy top right.
Saad, Arsenal.
Sorry, my bad.
No.
You wanted to speak, and then Brandon had to bounce. Go on, say what you want to say, my friend.
No. I was just saying. Basically, listen. He built a project which semi-worked and managed to get us to a point where we could actually compete. And for a lot of the season, we were competing. We were ahead of Man City, and we were playing at a high level. Now, for him, that system that he built, all you had to do, yes, you lost Granit Xhaka, you had to keep the same players or keep the same kind of players in that system and improve on it. When you have a season like that, the only way you can improve from that position is to go out and buy world-class players. Yeah, you have then evolved, because I can accept
Kai Havertz.
No. Yes, Mo. No. Hold on, because yes, they did, 100%. But it comes a time where I think he progressed us. Yes, I think he progressed us to a degree. I was Arteta out before when the club told us, "Fuck you lot, we're signing him to a brand new contract." When everybody was Arteta, well, a lot of us were Arteta out, and they said, "Now we're signing him to a new contract." So they signed him to a new contract, and then he actually ends up challenging for a title, which we were like, "Okay, say less."
So you want to keep him this year?
I'll keep him to the end of the season. But if he doesn't win a trophy, or get within,
he isn't winning the
yes,
Premier League. Let's just establish that. Stop saying I hate this when Arsenal fans come in on the chat and always say, "Well, we'll keep him if he doesn't win it." Bro, he's not winning it now.
Yeah, you're not winning a major trophy.
He isn't winning it, right? So, in my opinion, it's all about progression. If you go to the quarterfinal or semi-final, get knocked out of Real Madrid, and you challenge Man City for the last game of the season, or Liverpool or whatever, and you don't lose it in game week 30, I think that's progression from last year. I keep the same for every manager.
Disagree. Same result. You won nothing. You won nothing. There is no... Bro, come on, Mo.
There is progression, Lee. Lee, you say...
You either win or you lose.
No, Lee, because Brighton... Do you believe Brighton is a win or lose a club?
Yeah, let me tell you about Brighton, because you've just hit a trigger point of mine. Oh my days. You have just hit a trigger point of mine. Sky Sports and the British media have you believe that Brighton are a well-run club. Best president in the world.
I never said that. I never said that. Don't say I said that.
You never said that.
I never said that.
You never said that.
Do you believe Brighton is a win or lose club?
No, Brighton, factually correct information. Tony Bloom, or is his name Tony Bloom? Tony Bloom won the best owner in Europe, award a couple of months ago. Well, let me tell you about Brighton, All right, Brighton are what Sky Sports keep telling you Girona are, Oh, but they're backed by the City Group. Okay, cool. We paid 29, the German Giraffe, more money every year than Girona are spent in free. Their club has gone from second division to La Liga 10th to fighting with Real Madrid for a title. And that's the second most points Real Madrid have ever had at the halfway stage in La Liga history. And that Girona team is now currently top after their draw yesterday or the day before, right? And they've spent 16 million euros in 3 years. Brighton, on the other hand, and nicking, 3, 4, 5 times more money annually than Girona. Girona, by the way, I did this earlier on a stream, so I'm so glad you brought this up. Girona in the last 4 years' income is less than 100 million euros. Brighton are getting more than that for TV revenue, right? Now adding all their transfers.
Make way more money. Premier
Yeah.
League. There's a reason. There's
Yeah.
a reason.
So
Bournemouth can
on that
outbid Leicester in
basis,
the
so on
Land
that
League.
basis,
Point.
then,
Okay,
so
the
on that
point.
basis, then, why can't Brighton now adding in £400 million worth of sales in 2 seasons be up there competing for a title? But
Because
this
they
little
compete with
dead
Man
club
City,
that has
Arsenal,
2,000
Salah,
fans,
who are spending a lot
Wait,
more, who are making just as much
wait,
money.
let him finish. Let him finish.
right? But this little dead club, Girona, right, that's on the border of Andorra, right, with
Yeah.
2,000 capacity more than Luton, with an income on par with Luton. It's basically what they're doing is basically Luton Town getting promoted, finishing 10th and being top. Yeah, because their income, yeah, for the last 4 years has been there or thereabouts the same. Their stadium capacity is there or thereabouts the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're top of the league. What's the difference? Oh, but they're infested with Citigroup. They spent 16 million euros, bro.
And Lee,
in
can I
3
ask you a
years.
question about
Hold
Girona?
on. Salah, wait.
Because they're going up against 3 of the biggest clubs on the planet.
Yes.
So what's
Okay,
the difference?
Your statement from all of this is that every club in the Premier League should aim to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
This is it. There's no
Yeah.
progress. This is, if you're not winning the Premier League, you're saying exactly what Antonio Conte said. There's 1 winner and 19 losers. That's it.
Facts. Because we don't need all the opinions and waffling and context and all of that. Yeah, there's a predefined metric for success in football, and that is a medal and a trophy at the end of it. If you haven't won one, you've lost. Yeah, at the end of the season, if Luton, Sheffield
Wait,
United,
Salah,
or Burnley stay up,
Please.
yeah, Sky Sports are going to have wet floor signs out. But
Yes,
oh
of
my
course.
god, yeah, Luton fans or whoever, what
That's
teams
the
they
level
got,
of their
they
players.
survived relegation. All of them promoted teams that have come up, by the way, spent literally less than 50 million between them. Yeah, right. Las Palmas, yeah, are currently 8th in the league. They just got promoted. Why can't Burnley, Luton, yeah, or anyone else do that? Why did Luton spend no money in the summer? Oh, they're building a stadium. Well, they built that, or were building that before they embarked on the campaign that got them promoted. Yeah, and they're earning a lot more money than Girona, who are top of the league. Yeah, come on. But again,
Lee, there
we
is a
are
number of
marketing.
No,
Sorry.
I want to ask.
Guys,
Guys,
Sorry,
I want to ask
sorry.
a question. Lee, if Girona don't win the league, have they made progress? If Real Madrid somehow pip it to them, have they made progress?
No, because Real Madrid will win the league, so they failed again. Yeah.
So based on, I just want to get this like clear. So based on your metric and your view,
Yep.
whoever doesn't win, regardless of where they've come from, is a failure.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Fact. Yeah, because again, like it come back to the predefined metric for success in football. Armpits, win a trophy. Yeah. My opinion, you guys' opinions, the chat's opinions, and anyone else's opinions are irrelevant. Yeah. What do you base success on and size of club on? Yeah. So you're determined that maybe Man United are bigger than Liverpool based on trophies and vice versa. Yeah, you're determined that Arsenal are bigger than Chelsea based on trophies. It's not based on progress. Oh, but we moved forward. But they flooded the market with money. No,
I will
the
answer
history
this
books
very
don't care.
simply, Lee. I will answer this very simply, Lee. If we are in a qualification for the Olympics and we know that there is the fastest guy on earth and I'm competing against the guy and I'm the 8th and I get the bronze medal or I get the silver medal, I made progress because I am the 8th fastest guy on earth and I was able to develop myself and train myself to get a medal, which is the 2nd or the 3rd medal. I was never meant to win it because talent-wise, God didn't make me faster than the guy. Some clubs in the world, in football, which football is a sport, there are more talented players than others. There are more intelligent coaches than others. Mikel Arteta might never reach Pep Guardiola, right? Carlo Ancelotti might not be Pep Guardiola, but he's better than something else, right? There are coaches that will never reach that elite level. There are more talented. So that means the big clubs hire the more talented guys. So that means the smaller clubs, when they go against them,
incorrect. But carry on.
How?
I'll come to that in
There
a
are
second.
more. Do you agree that there are more talented players than the others in the world?
I'll tell you. You said the big clubs hire the best managers. That's factually incorrect. Real Madrid, the last 17 managers Real Madrid have had, because they are the best club on the planet and have been for 80 years. 10 out of the last 17 managers they've had have had less than 50 games. Why? Because they spotted a bozo and a dud real quick. Carlo Ancelotti, has managed, is the 2nd highest manager for games managed in their history. He's managed 61 games more than Arteta for Real Madrid. 203 for Arteta.
Yeah,
Why? Why? Because of the mentality. You said about winning a bronze or a silver in the Olympics in the 100 meters or whatever, yeah? Right? And you're the 8th fastest, but you came third. That's progress. No, you just lost by less.
But I don't have the talent to be the top guy.
We'll get better.
Get better. I was not born fast.
Okay, well, are Wigan better? Are Wigan better than Man City? Because Wigan beat Man City in the cup final.
In the cup final.
So are they better then?
That's one off. But that's
no, it's not a one-off.
problem.
It's not a one-off because Southampton, who got relegated bottom of the table, beat Man City in the League Cup last year.
Have more? Okay, so let me ask: do you believe Sheffield United have the players or the capacity to be better than Manchester City?
No, they don't have the mindset, bro. Yeah, I'll give you a perfect example. When Brentford got promoted, first game Brentford had in the Premier League, I remember Ivan
2-0 Arsenal, 2-0 against
Ivan Toney in the first interview after their first ever Premier League game. Yeah, Ivan Toney was interviewed, and the woman, I think it was a woman reporter, said to him, "What's your target for the season?" He said, "Win the league." Yeah, that's the mentality. You're not there to make up the numbers, bro. You're there to win. Yeah, win major honours. Yeah, the game don't care about progress. There is no progress. You either win or you lose. The history books don't show progress. The history books show armpits, medals won, trophies won.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Never disagree with that. It's where you put your club is. Let me do these super chats before we end because I don't want to keep the guys for long. I don't want to keep Lee for long as well. Ziad, to think that Arteta could win the Premier League against Pep and Klopp is insanity. I cannot agree with that, to be honest, at the moment. But he almost won it. Almost is not good enough. Almost is not.
Yeah, I almost won the lottery. I just didn't buy a ticket.
Yeah. The Book of Eli is saying, give a manager 600 million, you should expect trophies. Well, the other managers are spending money as well. But yes.
Well, actually, that's factually incorrect. Yeah, because I'll share my screen real quick. Yeah, right. In the last 11 years, Real Madrid has spent 134 million euros more than Arsenal, which equates to about 12 million euros a season. Look at their team, what they've won, and look at Arsenal.
I mean, you can't continue to compare Premier League teams to these other teams, whether it's Real Madrid or not. Like Premier League teams Premier League teams generate so much more money than all of these.
Okay, so why don't they win then?
Why don't who win?
Because the top ones make more.
Other Premier League teams.
Okay, so why don't our teams win more in Europe then? Yeah, because I'll tell you what. Yeah, since 2002, since 2001, Spanish teams, because Spanish La Liga is disrespected mad. Yeah. In Europa League and Champions League, they've got to 18 finals against non-Spanish teams, and they've won all of them. Yeah, Man United are the biggest club in England. Right, in the last 70 games they've played against Spanish teams, they've won 20. But Man United generate more income than every team in Spain. How's that possible? That Spanish teams are beating them every year. For the last 70 games, Man United won 20.
In the last 5 years, we had Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool reach most of the only one finals they missed. That means the Premier League is better than the. Yes, there are Real Madrid is better than everybody because they have better system. They have better. I believe Real Madrid is better. I believe Real Madrid.
So how comes Villarreal can beat Arsenal and Man United? How's that possible?
In the 2000s. And they beat.
This was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they beat Arsenal recently.
To win the Europa League. How comes Arsenal and Man United?
That's because to be fair, that's when your fan base was saying bigger fish to fry. That's
But either way, how comes they can beat Arsenal and Man United in a semi and a final to win the Europa League, their first ever trophy against two powerhouses?
Do you think they are run better and mentality is better than the English clubs?
No, I'll tell you what the mentality is different because I'll tell you what, when we get into Europa League, that's the Emmerdale Cup. When we get Conference League as our clubs, big up West Ham, big up to West Ham, right? Because they took it seriously and won it, But most of our clubs go, that's a dead league, that's a dead competition. We don't want that, We don't want that. But I'll tell you something, Sevilla, Villarreal, look at Bilbao's record in Europe, and they only take players from the Basque region, bruv, which is a population of 2.3 million. Look at the European finals they've got to. Look at the finals they get to. Look at the Copa del Rey finals they get to. Look at these teams taking their competition seriously. With us in England, we're fielding clubs that have won nothing ever in their history of fielding reserve teams in the League Cup. Why? Because of that. The difference is abroad in Italy, in Spain, in Germany, and all these other countries is they don't care about that. You're not going to beat Real Madrid or Barca to a title. Cool. Well, we're going to win the Copa del Rey then. Yeah,
Yeah, but again, this is why Arsenal, in my opinion, you're still in the process of winning unless you hire a top manager and you spend another 400 million to get Mbappe and you get the best players, and now you win the trophies. But otherwise, I don't think you're going to win against Pep. You had the chance last year and you had the chance this year, and he pissed it off by signing Havertz. I believed if he kept Granit Xhaka, I believe he might have won the title. He might have actually.
Man said my logic is tiring. My logic is factual information. I don't care about fairy tales, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, but factual information has context to it. You're not really applying
No,
context.
there's no context. It's either facts or it ain't. Yeah. Like there's no context. Yeah. I was dealing with Saad the other day on Saad's show, and he was going, "Yeah, but Conte, he lost 7 out of 11 before he got sacked, and the teams had 3-4 games in hand behind us." When Conte got sacked, factually, he was 4th. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, but you'll be over the moon to finish 4th. Yes. You don't need context. You're either winning or losing. There's no context to that. Nobody cares. History books don't care about context.
What you said, there is context. It's all
There
about
ain't.
trajectory. No, look, the situation that you just said, it's all about trajectory. And if you're, for example, if you're first and winning every game, and then you start losing 6 games, 7 games, you might be 4th at that time, right? The facts are you are 4th. But the trajectory is saying that if you stay with this manager, you might finish 10th. That's called trajectory. That's called
So
looking
like
at
Pep won 1 out of 6, 1 out of 7, and was sat in
no, but
5th.
that's Pep Guardiola. See what you did? I actually put context to what you said, and you brought a different manager. I brought
the manager that had 1 win in 6, and everyone said was finished, and he was sat in 4th or 5th because of your context.
Who said Pep is finished? Idiots.
No. But everyone was saying Man City are in crisis when he won 1 out of 6. Yeah, because context don't care. Yeah, context is just a load of opinions and waffling. Yeah, to factual information. Factually, yes, he was 4th or 5th. Nobody cares that he's lost 1 out or won 1 out of 6. Yeah, the fact and reality is, he was sat 4th, the same as Conte was sat 4th when he got sacked. He qualified finishing 4th for Champions League, but now Tottenham fans are more emotionally attached to the manager and the players they have now that if they finish 4th, they're over the moon. Well, that's what they were doing anyway.
Listen, I'm not. We can debate this forever and ever. The
I could go on forever because
I got questions that I want to ask Lee about the clubs. And
I know
we
got
read the super chats, man. I'll get up here and you tell me your questions, bro.
I'm here all night. You want to ask your question?
I got work in the morning, man. I got to wake up.
F work, bro. F work, man. It's 2 a.m., bro. F work.
Let's be real. A top club would have sacked Arteta after the debacle of last year, which has been the culmination of 4 years of piss poor management. You don't believe that he deserved another year? Book of Eli? Come on, people. The Book of Eli saying money talks, give a manager enough and they will come good. Well, Pep, Jurgen Klopp spent money. But yes, I see your point. Not every manager.
Big up by a guy, Eli, bro.
Yeah. Tell me who Arteta has developed. I'll wait. I actually told you. You just don't want to hear it. The Book of Eli. You just don't want to hear it, my man. Eli, you don't want to hear it. But I told you, Danny, our top Guna, would you eat another? Oh, you said this is the 2nd or the 3rd time on this channel you send this super chat.
I can't back it for that, bro. I can't back it for that, bro.
If you're gonna pay money to do a super chat, use it like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
These guys are hilarious, bro.
Okay, Saad, you have questions because we wanna.
No. I just wanted to say, obviously,
questions
in regards to the whole small team winning and stuff like that. Yeah, we're seeing at the moment proof that if you take a gamble, you spend money. With obviously Everton and Nottingham Forest right now, they've spent money. They've taken a gamble to try and necessarily go and get into Europe and win.
Everton did. Nottingham Forest.
Everton tried to do that. Nottingham Forest just tried to spend their money to get better players into their team.
Yeah.
But they had to switch a team from 22 players to bring in 21 or the other way around.
They didn't have to be fair. They chose to.
Yeah, sorry, they chose to. And then they took that risk, and then now it looks like they've actually lost more than they were meant to in the whole profit and sustainability. The whole profit and sustainability, they've been charged with.
So what's the outcome of that? Well, which we won't find out until the end of this season, because it's not going to be. The season will be finished by the time we get the outcome of that, which means if they stay up, it'll be a penalty for next season.
Yeah. The only question for me is, do you not think that they need at least some time to get a process in if they're a smaller club? Not necessarily because the bigger clubs are backed by money, innit?
Listen, big up to both of you, yeah? Big up to all three of you and big up to the chat, yeah? The word process is a load of garbage, yeah? It is a buzzword, yeah, to make you believe that something is bigger than it is and it takes longer than it does, right? Because you're saying, you know, it takes time, yeah? Let's look at Antonio Conte. Forget Chelsea. Let's look at when he went to Inter Milan, right?
Bang, right away. No process, nothing, bro. Nothing.
Yeah.
No process.
He got to a Europa League final as his first season, signing 15 players.
And
who did he meet in the final? Sevilla, who signed 17 that summer. Yeah. The following season, Antonio Conte, after losing that final, won the title. They then told him, yo, we got to sell Lukaku. We want to sell this player. What did he do?
I'm out of here.
Laters. Yeah, laters. Right? I've seen that Letty under Simeone sign 17 players in the summer window. We've seen Nottingham Forest do it. Fair enough. Sanctions. But we don't know what them sanctions are. They're up in May or April, I think, is when the hearing is. And then you find out in May when the season's ended. So they're not going to get relegated by getting docked points this season. Same as Everton. The way they get relegated is by not being good enough, right? So if they get found guilty and they get docked points, that starts off next season. So they'll know, and they already know. And this is the difference between a club, yeah, that is just throwing money for the sake of money, yeah, without a real clear strategy behind it, which is clearly, yeah, what Usmanov was doing at Everton and what the guy Forest is doing, yeah. The difference with Arsenal, right, and other clubs is, yeah, we're massive football clubs, and I'm not dissing either of them because Everton are a huge club and so are Forest, and they've won titles and European trophies, yeah. But in terms of this football era now, they're not big clubs. Yeah, they're not big clubs. Yeah, so to judge Arsenal on the same level as Everton and Forest in financially and financial fair play and all of this rubbish, yeah. If that is the case, then that means we've mismanaged our money on the likes of 29, Vieira, Lokonga, 6 goalkeepers. Yeah, all of this and that. Oh, it's a process. It's a process. I don't hear process at Bayern Munich. Yeah, I don't hear process. I don't hear process at elite level football club. PSG, I don't hear process. Win or fuck off. Sorry to swear. Yeah, first time I've sworn since I've been on it. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
win
Okay.
or F off. Yeah, win at Real Madrid or F off. Barca fans want Xavi out. He's won 2 trophies since he's been there. He won the title. He's current title holder. They want him out. If he loses to Unionistas on Thursday, yeah, in the Copa del Rey, he's gone. He's gone. I don't even know who that club are, brother. And I live in Spain. He's gone.
But there is
Yeah.
progress, Lee.
It's
Inter
not
did
progress, bro.
Inter
You
did
will
this, Lee.
lose.
We did this until we won the league from Juventus. We hired Spalletti. He got us back to the Champions League, built the squad a little bit. But what we did different than you, let me tell you, what we did different than you, Spalletti actually got us to Champions League, but the Inter management fired him. Even though he succeeded in the objective, they fired him.
Why was that?
Because they wanted to win now. They wanted Antonio
Because
Conte.
they realized he
believed-
wasn't the guy.
Yes, they
you.
said that you are
So
not
they
going to win.
spotted that this guy can only take us to a certain level.
Yes.
You realize that he's a paid employee that is disposable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
which comes back to what I said about Ancelotti. Ancelotti is the second longest serving manager in terms of games managed over 2 spells, but in the collective sphere of
He
Real
hasn't
Madrid,
managed more than Arteta, yes.
he's managed 61 games at Real Madrid, more than Arteta
Which
has.
is one
Arsenal.
season, basically, including the cups and everything. Just one
Yeah, all
season.
competitions is one
Yeah,
season.
including one
Yeah.
season. They're like, yes. But I get what your point. What
And this is what I'm
point
saying. They spot a dud quick, bro.
But
Whereas
you're the-
in
Lee,
England, the PR is crazy.
Yeah, but Lee, that's the difference. For example, we have 2 different opinions. You're an Arsenal fan, and this is the last part because I don't want to go longer than this. And Mohamed Salah here isn't an Arsenal fan, but he's the Mohamed Salah is a sports writer, and he does all of this, and he watches all the Premier League, and he analyzes games and stuff. In your opinion, from day one, you thought
After you speak, I want to explain why I'm so big on like progress and process. By the
Yeah.
way,
so, but let me explain to you the difference in opinions.
personal
Right?
reasons.
Someone is right. maybe someone is right, someone is wrong. Lee Gunner wanted Arteta not to be hired day one.
Yep.
Out. I don't want you here. I don't want to process. I don't want to develop young players. I want a manager to come in and
wanted
challenge for the
Ancelotti.
title this year. This year, my club is a big club. We deserve to win the title this year, right? Which is what Man United fans are demanding now. They're like, we want a manager. The difference is Mo Salah here, Mohammed, is from outside. He said, no, the club is in disarray. You have too many deadwood. You need a young manager to develop young players, and you might win the league later. And that's the difference. You didn't believe that Arteta will win you the league ever from day one, before you even see him manage. You said this guy's not good enough.
Yeah, based on factual information, he's never managed a football club.
Because he never managed the football
manager
club
in the world at the time.
But when Porto, I don't know who.
It's pretty obvious, bro.
Yeah, but hold on. I don't know who Mourinho managed before. I think he managed one team in Portugal.
Jose came in after winning 5 trophies at Porto, bro. He walked into Chelsea.
No. I'm talking about before they hired him at Porto. He managed one club.
Was it Boa Vista?
Yeah, Boa Vista. Yes,
Yeah.
Boa Vista. So he managed that one club. So he didn't have a track record of winning, but he came to Porto and he won right away. Right, 2 seasons, bang. Mo Salah believes that Arteta can win Arsenal the title, or there is a possibility, but they have to wait. That's the difference between you and him. It's as simple as that. Does he have facts? No. Did Arteta win before? No. Does he see signs of Arteta winning the league? Yes. Do I see signs of Arteta winning the league? I saw last season. Am I looking at it this year? I'm not seeing the same signs. So I'm going to the conclusion it was just a blip.
It was a fluke.
It was a fluke. That's the conclusion. I gave him controlled football.
I've said on the stream before, by the way. I feel like the first half of last season was an anomaly and it will never happen again. Only 4 teams in the history of the Premier League have ever had 50 points or more after the first half of the season. I won't call it a fluke because it's something that happened, and I mean they earned that, but it was definitely an anomaly because it will never happen again.
So it's a fluke.
An anomaly,
not a fluke, same thing.
A fluke is something that happens
4 times in 35 years is a fluke, bro.
No, I mean a fluke is something that is in a vacuum one time. This is an anomaly because Arsenal had to play 90-minute worth of games 19 times to finish on those points. So it was.
Yeah, there was a World Cup as well in December, which is also an anomaly. Never happened before. Yeah, the World Cup in between as well. Yeah, the fact that nobody expected Arsenal to come out and play the football.
I said all of these things, by the way. I said the reason
we never saw that, Lee. No one saw that.
I said the reason.
Which this season is killing him. Which this season is now killing him because every team is now parking the bus and he can't find a way through it. Yeah, and the fact that he spent 65 million on that Chelsea reject, right? When we got rid of Xhaka, who weren't great. Yeah, he was not a very good footballer for us. Yeah, one good season, well done. But you just needed a decent specialist in that position.
Yeah.
And he went and brought a geezer who ain't a specialist in any position, bro. Yeah. And now he's thinking over the top about it, changed our football up. And everyone's playing a low block. Yeah. He can't get around it. Why? Because he ain't experienced enough. Yeah. I'll be real now. If we sign Jose Mourinho right now, we have a better chance to win the title this season than with Arteta.
Maybe not the title, but the Champions League for sure. Jose Mourinho, that's his competition. I mean,
anyway, listen. We have to end this. Yeah. So the Book of Eli is coming in and saying every player in our squad has regressed under Arteta. Oh, this is a lie.
Facts.
And his dead system this season. Facts. Last year was a fluke, a stumbled upon, but he scraped it. Sack him ASAP. Oh,
facts. Big up Eli, real one, my guy, real one.
Disagree, but thank you for the super chat. I disagree. This year, yes, but over his managerial career at Arsenal,
it's factually correct. Then
no, hold on. They regressed this year.
That's what he said.
Wait, just let me finish the sentence. Over his managerial career, he developed more than the regression. So they regressed this year. Even Saka regression this year, he's still putting up numbers, right? And also, maybe this year is the fluke. They progress. Maybe this year is the fluke. We'll see how it is. Chelsea and Madrid and PSG, Bayern, even City before Pep have all got managers who have won without processes. That's how they built their success. Everybody's jumping on the League Gunner train right now. Oh my God, people. Thank you, Memphis Depay, for this. Please. Everyone is jumping on the train. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. Well,
Yeah, because facts don't care about fiction or fairy tale or storylines or drama and this and that. Yeah, context. There is no context. You win or lose, Mo. Come on.
we could have got Carlo, but ended up with Lego head. Come on! Every time someone calls him,
I feel like this is just all Lee Gunner's like Lee Gunner's.
No,
I didn't even share the stream. I haven't even shared it. So all these people, I'm not doing this off of me sharing, going, "Oh, come and do."
I know. Memphis Depay is someone who watches my chat. By the way, process is a Sir Alex Ferguson and Pep Guardiola fairy tale dream. They are selling to buy more time to collect more money.
Facts.
Oh my God!
Wait, Alex Ferguson, what process was he in when he beat Real Madrid with Aberdeen in the European Cup final, or Rangers in the European Cup final?
6 years from 86 to 92 when his first.
Okay, how long did it take him to win at St Mirren? How long did it take him to beat Rangers?
I don't know.
How long did it take him to beat Rangers with Aberdeen? And then after the game in the cup final against Glasgow Rangers, they're standing on camera before he's even at United, saying that's not an Aberdeen performance. That's disgusting. They just won the cup. He's on the pitch. That's a disgusting performance. Yeah, nobody can take credit from that game. They just won the cup. Yeah, mentality. Yeah, which is why he was successful. Jose, mentality. Yeah, Ancelotti, mentality. I watched that Atleti game.
You just want to discredit the guy's development.
Bro, I discredit it based off of one trophy out of 16.
Yes, okay, but did he take the squad further? Of course he did.
He hasn't. He took us backwards, and now it's seen his progress to take us
back. As a club backward.
Okay,
yeah, he took you. Okay, you took you as a club backward, maybe because you were 20 years ago winning trophies. 20 years.
No, forget 20. I said the stats about 5.
Yeah,
he took us backwards with league positions, trophies won, European record, League Cup, knockout stages. Everything's gone backwards. Yeah, but now, because we was in one title race, everyone gets in their feelings. Yeah. Oh my God, we're now a title contender again. So everyone's forgotten every.
No,
I want to ask you one question, Lee. One question, Lee. Right, one question, and that's it. Do you believe if a new manager comes in, they will need to sign 8, 9, 10 players, or they would be able to use the players you have to actually maybe add a piece of 2 to win titles?
Great question. If we sign Ancelotti right now, today, we win the title.
Okay, so that means that proves my point. He took the squad to the point where maybe a new manager comes in, uses the players that he developed. The players that he developed.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying.
So exactly that. Let me finish.
If your argument is it. No. If Lee's argument. One second. If Lee's argument is he's not good enough to take you over the top and win, that's fair enough, and that's his opinion. I might even be able to agree with that. But if you're gonna discredit everything he's done, that's where
What has he done, bro? He won an FA Cup.
Get you to a point where the squad is good enough to win the league, which is what you're saying.
You literally said, Lee, a manager comes in with the squad win. Okay, you literally just said now a manager comes in with this squad win the league. Who built this team?
He did.
Yeah, that's it. So great. He built a team. Yeah. He built a winning team.
Why did we sack Arsene Wenger? Thank you. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You sacked
and you know what's crazy?
I tell you why you sacked Arteta. I tell you exactly why you sacked Arsene Wenger, and I remember that period specifically because top 4 for Arsenal fans and Arsenal Football Club, and I remember Arsenal fans. You guys bragged about being 17 consecutive years in the group stage of the Champions League. That's exactly why
20 out of 22.
That's exactly why Arsene Wenger got sacked, because he was all right for going to the Champions League. He said, yeah, that's the objective for us. And this is what the club said, you're done here.
Okay, so can we all agree here then, based off of all of your words, that Champions League qualification and winning 3 cups in the last, 6 years, 5 years of his reign? 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, whatever it was. 3 FA Cups and Champions League qualification, Europa League semi-final, League Cup final, and getting top 4 a few times, blah, 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 was deemed not good enough. Can you all agree that the standards have lowered then since he was sacked? Because he was sacked. Thank
not
you.
A question.
How can you see why I get so angry?
What are you talking about? Not a question.
Now can you see why I get so angry? So now it's gone so low, Mo, yeah, that this is now seen as progression. No.
Yeah, but that's the point. I am being here and now, and you are still thinking that
About 20
we
years
should.
ago.
Yeah,
It's not 20 years
I
ago.
accept
Wenger
what you
got
said
sacked in
exactly.
2018. That was 6 years ago.
But your last Premier League trophy was 20 years ago. That's
Anyway,
Yeah,
listen,
which is why I wanted him sacked, because top four of an FA Cup
are
was
not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. That's what you want to. Because Lee, you're an old enough fan, with all due respect, to see your club. I'm old as well.
5
To see your club,
league titles,
to see
9
your
FA
club
Cups,
win league title, to see your
2
club
league
compete at the
cups,
top level,
cup
to see your
doubles,
club get a
doubles,
And I'll tell
invincibles,
you,
cup winners. I've seen it all, Mo. Yeah, which I've seen 17
I know.
trophies.
You know, one thing I want to say about the older Arsenal fans, because 2006 when they lost to one of the greatest Barcelona teams, they were upset because they wanted to win that. Nowadays, and that's something I agree with Lee with. Nowadays, Arsenal fans would clap and say that is good enough for us. We reached the
And
Champions
that's
League.
my point, and that's why I get so
I
angry.
get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying, and I normally don't disagree. I never say that the standards went down, but I'm living on the here and now. And at the end, this guy Arteta might not win you the league, and you might get Ancelotti and win you the league, but I will never sit here and say that I discredit what he did. And he lives in these low standards. He is a product of Arsenal low standards. The club, it's not his fault. It's
You're
where the
agreeing with
club
me.
is at. It's where
You're
the
agreeing
club
with
is
me.
at.
You're agreeing with me.
But he didn't do a bad job based on his standards and what Arsenal Football Club standards are. Arsenal Football Club standards now are, sack Emery, scrape the players, get me young players, build the squad, maybe next year get Ancelotti and win the title. But win the title with Mikel Arteta's team. So that means he did something good. Even though if the standard is low, but
And that'll be the narrative. Oh, Arteta built the foundations. Okay, so on that basis, then Unai Emery that left a toxic negative squad that he won the FA Cup with, it's not an Arteta achievement. Then it's Unai Emery's toxic negative squad that he's ripped up, got rid of.
The FA Cup, of course, it's not Arteta's cup. Of course, what the heck?
Thank you.
Of course, it's not Arteta.
Thank you. But our fans see it as that.
No, you take like if someone came. At Spurs after Mourinho and played the final and won the final, would you say that's other manager's title? Of course not. Mourinho is the one who got you there, and you took the whole team with the whole plan. So yeah, I'm with you here. But I'm gonna be the same. He developed it. But anyway, listen, people, a couple of super chats, and then I'm ending this, right? TJ Warren TV. Some people just want success out of Arsenal. There is no shame in wanting to see the success this club has had in the past. Big up Lee and Saad. Come on, you Gunners. Thank you, TJ.
Big up,
Thank
TJ.
You. Appreciate it. Big up. Gunner Day is saying, but Arteta has higher expected trophies. Top Gunner. That's a joke. Thank you. People are funny today. Oh.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Today, the chat has been hilarious today, bro.
Yes. Shao is saying the process is win cup. Eric Ten Hag out.
No, my favorite one is Arteta coached the 4-0 today. That's the
Ziad Zaitouni.
That's the best one. Nah, man, he coached the 4-0.
Ziad Zaitouni saying process constantly throwing cups in the bin. That's something I take off. Like he's absolutely wrong in that.
I'm in agreement with that as well. I don't agree with
bigger fish to fry. I remember you Arsenal fans last year. Bigger fish to fry when you throw out the Europa League. Bigger fish to fry.
Shit, man.
Egal sniffs Arteta sucks. Why is Egal is not here? Why is he catching strays? Anyway, listen, people, this has been absolutely magnificent stream. Dan Potts, absolutely legend for being here. 12 Snam podcast, absolutely brilliant. Of course, Saad, Football Corner, great appearance. And Muhammad Salah, always fantastic. And Brandon, who I have a special place in my heart, Brandon, for always helping me on this channel, absolutely brilliant. Lee, of course, jumping on the stream, absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to put Lee, hijacking the stream. I'm going to put Lee's 2 channels. So if you have not subscribed to Lee Gunner or Lee Reacts, where he does tons of watch-alongs, it's so funny, to be honest, doing a lot of watch-alongs. You have to do that. All the channels are going to be in the description. One like, congrats on 10K. Next panel, you see Will and Lee. Oh, that would be hilarious. Will and Lee. But Will and Lee will agree because Will thinks that Arsenal aren't good enough. And there is no point. But thank you, that. Appreciate you, people.
Tell him about the Saliba point.
Yeah, he thinks Romero's better than Saliba. Anyway, listen, people. From the judge,
I want to go to sleep, bro.
Yes, appreciate you, people. And we are out of here. Thank you so much, people.
You need a siesta in the afternoon. I've had 3 hours, bro.
Thank you, people.
Yes.